Jeez. Bart. Look at Bart. I wish all of you could have seen the cheering section that Bo had last night as he practically, almost single-handedly, wiped away the blackjack table here at OAKLAWN. We are inside OAKLAWN Casino Resort as we begin the program on this Friday. Just as we came on the air, Bart and Bo are endeavoring to put this fancy curtain up that has Chuck and Bo and all of our partners on it. And Bart was struggling, and Bo jumps up here at the last minute to go over and
I couldn't watch it anymore.
It was unbelievable, really.
I couldn't watch it. The image of that I can't even describe. But, it's a curtain rod, and the curtain's sliding down because you can't hold it up even.
Yeah.
So it's weighted on one end, and Bart's got both hands, and he's on the end where he's trying to screw it in, but the weight is pushing down the far end. And after watching for about 30 seconds and having pure entertainment and joy out of seeing it, I got up and
Well, yeah, you did. How much money did you win last night?
It
was unbelievable. The way people were at the table. People were doing the wave behind the blackjack table. It was that good.
Well, how about we talk about how my day started? How about we talk about that?
What happened?
So you were in a meeting with the head ball coach.
Yeah.
And
yesterday, yeah.
And Bart and I are going to drive to Oakland. Bart's obviously nobody wants to ride together. We don't carpool.
No.
We need our own space. So Bart takes off, and I run an errand, and I'm on I-49, about the 112 exit in Fayetteville, and I hear bang, and I'm like, what did I just run over? And I look at my rearview mirror, and I don't see anything, and all of a sudden my tire gauge comes on my dash, and I've got a flat.
That's a terrible feeling.
I'm doing 72. I would say
worse.
more, but I'm doing 72 in the left lane.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I got to make it to this exit. I don't want to be over here on the side of the road.
It was dangerous then.
And immediately I'm thinking, boy, I'm not going to make that meeting at 3 o'clock in Oakland. So I get off the interstate, and I make it to the gas station, that Phillips 66 right off 112.
Right.
And I go to work. Meaning I called the Fayetteville Auto Park, and they got me a loader in 10 minutes.
Hey, that's the way it works now. I've had that happen before.
I had a loader in 10 minutes.
They are Johnny on the spot, man.
She came and picked me up, drove me over to the auto park. I put all my stuff in a Chevy Trailblazer and hit the road.
That is service right there.
And the whole thing cost me maybe 20 minutes. So I was about West Fork, and they called me and told me my tire was fixed from the roadside assistance service.
Too late to turn around, though.
Well, I wasn't going back to get it. No.
Too late to turn around.
So then she took care of that. But the Fayetteville Auto Park, bang.
Oh, they do. Bang, bang.
Just like that.
Right there.
And
they've always been that way. They've always been that way, as long as I can remember.
How about that? I was so anyhow. I was like, I'm not going to gamble at all tonight. I had a flat tire.
We all stayed away from you.
Meanwhile, while this is happening to me, Bart puts in the group text, well, I've been on the road 5 minutes, and I've got a ding in my windshield from a rock off a dump truck.
I know.
So Bart had a nicked windshield. I have a flat tire. You get out of your meeting with the head ball coach and see this in the group text and say, is everybody okay?
Yeah. I was out of commission for about 30, 40 minutes and then opened up my phone and am I going to be the first one there? Am I going to have to take care of everything when I get there? Bart, Bart's not going to be there. Bo's not going to be there.
So we come down here. Everybody makes it. And we have a great meeting, and we get a tour of the facilities, which we've seen a lot of before, but we haven't seen everything. The event center, the restaurants, the Bugler. We had dinner at the Bugler last night. This place is such a high-end experience. And when I say high-end, I don't mean everything is expensive. I just mean it's really classy.
Yes.
Like, if you haven't been to Oakland in
No,
5
you're
years,
right.
you have not been here.
That is exactly right.
And I've been to Vegas a couple of times over the summer, I guess the last 3 months. And this place reminds me so much of, it's just so clean and classy. And I know there's places in Vegas that aren't, but think of the Golden Nugget if you've been to Vegas, and then think of the Wynn. And that's
I've
the
been to
difference.
both.
Yeah, yeah, something the same trip.
Yeah.
And that's the difference in the experience here from maybe 5 years ago till now. The culinary experience here, all the way from concessions to the dinner we had at the Bugler last night. The Oak Room is awesome. We had an amazing steak last night. But we go through this tour, and you can't smell smoke anywhere. It's a non-smoking casino. They do have a smoking room, like if like how you see in the airport sometimes they have a part of the casino that's blocked off.
But even that area is you're not going to be overwhelmed by smoke.
No.
I mean, you are not.
But everything here is just awesome, to be honest. And we toured the 4-star Forbes Spa, and we were gonna.
We watched Bart get a massage.
We almost didn't make it. I mean, that is luxury right there.
It really is impressive. Look, I've been coming to Oakland my whole life. And, when the first time I came down here strictly for the races, and I know for a lot of people that's why they come to Oaklawn. But there's a lot here. There's a lot more to it. There's a lot more to it than just the racetrack and the casino. There is a lot more to this place than that. I was blown away, really.
One of the things they do is set up experiences around town if you stay at the resort. They'll help you get reservations, all that, anything you want to do here. But, heck, I'm going to need 3 days to do everything here.
Hot Springs
at the resort.
Oaklawn, Hot Springs, the whole experience down here is it's a lot of fun. They've just got a lot of neat things. It's a great place to go for a weekend. It is the ultimate weekend getaway in Arkansas.
So we do all that. We go to our rooms. We, are there 10 minutes. Everybody's going to meet for dinner at 5:30 or something. And Bart and I are watching our friend Blake Bolin from CJRW play a little bit of craps, and he's on a heater. And it's now 6 o'clock, and we got to go to dinner. Here comes Chuck. And we're going to leave Blake there because you can't tell him, man, it's time to go to dinner.
That's right.
Like, we'll go get the table.
That's right.
And here comes Chuck, and he's got the biggest smile on his face. And he said, this is how you turn 100 into 400. And
That's
he's just
right.
grinning ear to ear. And Bart and I were both so envious. And so then we had dinner. And then,
Well, let me tell you about the 100 to 400. Can I brag for a minute? Stopped in. I thought I'm going to play a little slots before get warmed up. Get warmed up here before we break bread. And
something to talk about.
Yeah. Drop $100 in there. Like it's nothing. And, I'm sweating every dollar and not exactly, killing it. But then I hit one. 100's like 150. And I thought, well, I'll stop here and go eat. And then I see Bart. Bart's over at the big Wheel of Fortune slot machine. And he's dropped in, I don't know, 10, 12 bucks. And he's walking away, and I could see the disgusted look on his face.
So he can't hide it.
And, of course, I saw opportunity. And that's always my strategy on the slots. I wait until someone gets up with just the most disgusted look on their face, and that's the one you go for.
The one that's on the end that's been played a bunch.
Exactly. And so Bart walks away, and I sat down, and 3 spins later, I had like $150 win there, and so.
So then after.
So when it got when it got to an even 400, I stopped, and I'm gonna go.
And that's you did. You told Bart. He said, "I got it off your machine," and then the look really got disgusting.
Yeah. Well, just for the record, though, I gave all that back. Because I was, feeling in a generous spirit. I gave all of it back to the casino before the night was over.
You did.
Yes. I just couldn't keep it.
And then Bart sat down to play blackjack with me.
Yeah.
And
with the big cheering section.
I don't think he got a good hand all night. I mean, I've never seen more 12s and 13s and 14s.
Should I stay on 14? Stay on 14. They'll bust.
So then I don't know what happened, but it started working my favor in my direction, and it was a good night. I think I won all your money back.
Well, that's good
And
because I didn't walk out with it.
it ran into Garrett, former Razorback in the Houston Nut era. He says he's going to join us this morning, but when I left at 10 o'clock, that's what he said. When I went to bed at 10.
You know, I got up
so late. Gosh, I was in bed trying. I couldn't even keep my
Yesterday
eyes
was a
open
long day.
for the Cowboys' loss
Yeah, I know,
to the
lost.
Eagles.
But you know, to me, they played well. I mean, they only lost by 4.
Well, they almost always win.
I didn't see a minute of it because we were in the throes of a big evening at Oaklan, but it didn't sound like it. I mean, that guy spit on Dak.
That happened.
And got thrown out of the game.
Can we play that, Edward? Let's hear Dak getting spit on the broadcast.
Do you have the audio?
Yeah, he does. Let's Tirico. There you go.
Yeah, there it is.
There you go. There it is. Sure is a loser right there.
Yeah. Let's slow it down. Let's get the telestrator out.
Jalen Carter.
Yes.
What is with that?
It's just it's the ultimate sign of disrespect.
Well, it is. But I just wonder what led to it.
I don't know. I mean, well, that's how the Eagles play. That's what they're saying.
At him?
Edward always takes the side of the other team's side when it comes to the Cowboys.
Wow.
Listen
well, he does. He doesn't know. He was busy losing money. He was too busy. What were you losing last at? You left us at the table. And you wandered off.
I went back to that lucky slot machine, and it wasn't so lucky anymore. I needed Bart to come over there.
Boy, you can feel the buzz around here already about the game.
You really can.
People are walking up to us talking about I think A-State's going to cover. That's what they were saying last night. Oh, I think A-State's going to cover.
That's the popular line right now.
They lost their one of their running backs.
They lost one of their best running backs. Well, really the best running back that they have. He was all Sun Belt guy. He was hurt in practice this week. I guess
Jaquez Cross?
Yeah, Butch Jones had his radio show. They do theirs on Thursday night. And he said last night that he was out for the year, so he won't play Saturday.
Well, we didn't get that info from Butch when he was on the show
I know.
yesterday.
He didn't share that with us. He was saying wolves up.
Yeah.
He was too busy thinking about how he was going to say that to us.
That awkward ending to the show.
Yeah.
That was like going in for the bro hug, fist bump / handshake. You don't know which one to do it was a weird finish.
In retrospect, I mean, it would have been good to have said, like, go Hogs very quickly right after he said wolves up.
That would have been like, what we should have said is, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's good. Good one.
Yeah. He was good, though.
Oh, he was.
Yeah,
he was gracious. He was good.
Yeah, it's nice to have him on. But are people concerned about this game? You can weigh in today if you want to. You can, 877-36 or what is it?
377.
377-6963. See, I'm still waking up.
I know. I am too.
877-377-6963. That's it. Or you can text, call, whatever you want to do. Bart's got the he got the
he did.
the tent put together.
It's nice.
But I'm curious from the backdrop. It looks like a tent. At least it did when you were putting it up.
What time did you get down here, Bart?
Oh, we got to turn your mic on?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
Before either of you.
Well, yeah, I know.
I got here before Chuck.
Well, I beat you down here. I didn't look left when I got to the lobby, and I felt the magnet of the casino.
Yeah.
So I went up
I got down here about 5.
Escalator.
You get down here at 5?
Really?
Just a little after 5, yeah.
I couldn't tell when I got down here. Not much was done.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
He was waiting on a helping hand.
You got a lot done in the time we were here.
Well, I had to get all the equipment.
It looks great. You did a great job.
Just wait till the backdrop
really
gets slid over in the break.
Oh, yeah, during the break. That'll be big.
Is Gentle Ben coming by to to see us today? He always calls at this time of day. I see the phone's ringing. I
don't know.
Is he calling or is he coming by? Well, I'm not in. We would love to. Here's the thing, Edward. Normally, when we're in the studio, you don't answer the phone, and we're yelling and waving at you to answer the phone. And so I could see that it was ringing, and we're not there. So I immediately just put it on hold, which is the custom. That is the routine. Ryan in Hot Springs, good morning. You are on the Chuck and Bo Show. What's happening? You head to work one day a week?
What I'm kind of getting at with that.
I understand.
Yes. Well, I work a rotation, and I've had to work. It'll be like 2 days this week. The way with time taking off stuff this week. Anyway, but to answer your question, usually how we feeling about this game, I'm actually feeling pretty good about it. Actually, I've been listening pretty much all week, and I've not heard very many people, or even any, bring up Pittman on Saturday at halftime with his comments going into halftime. I kind of get the feeling like he has some expectations for this team, and I think he expects them to live up to them. He not too much. You've heard him get after his team going into halftime, whether we're up or down, and I just kind of look for us to kind of get after it this week.
I think we'll play well. I think this is a pretty good team. We're going to find out how good as we go. Look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I can, read between the lines of everything a coach says, because that's not true. But I can tell you with this coach, I can tell you when he means it and when he's, just trying to maybe talk his team into it. I think he means it. In fact, I know he means it. When he says we've got a good football team, he says it with a conviction. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to win 9 or 10 games. I don't know. But I know that they believe they're good. They believe they are. And I don't really think they're concerned with what anyone else thinks.
Butch Jones said on the show yesterday, which I don't know where he got this, everybody's talking about how Arkansas is the most improved team in the league. Now, I have not heard that.
I don't know who everybody is.
Well, maybe he's talking to other coaches.
Yeah, maybe.
Which would make sense because he's got a lot of coaches that he knows in the SEC.
You look at that roster, they're all from SEC states.
But if that's true, that's what we've kind of been talking about this summer is we think they're improved at virtually every spot on the roster. Listen, Arkansas State's going to play above their heads. We expect that. But Arkansas, we think, should also come out and just roll. And if they don't, that'll be when A-State gets to hang around. I don't think A-State's going to impose their will on Arkansas. I think it's going to be Arkansas not playing up to what it is capable of playing.
This game, to me, if I'm Arkansas State, if I'm trying to figure out a way we can hang around to the fourth quarter and steal this game, it revolves around turnovers. It revolves around momentum-type plays that we always see when an underdog stays in the game with a heavy favorite. There is a recipe for an upset, and turnovers are part of it. If Arkansas avoids turnovers tomorrow, they're going to score, I think, enough points to win the game.
Playing a little game here called Are They Coming or Are They Going?
Okay.
As people walk through the lobby of the OAKLAWN Casino. Were they coming or going? That couple right there.
They were coming. They were coming.
It's early.
Yeah.
It's 6:20. Good morning. It's the Chuck and Bo Show. We're live at Oaklan.
You're right, Chuck. You're right. You're right.
You're not wrong, Chuck.
Because we don't want.
Wanted to hear. That's really all I wanted to hear.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
OAKLAWN is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, OAKLAWN is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at OAKLAWN, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
When it comes to watching games, nobody does it like walk-ons. Over 60 TVs at every location, and the food and drinks win. Mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine like po' boys and gumbo, plus fan favorites like the best burger you can get anywhere. And more draft beers and cocktails than you can count. Incredible food, wonderful service, and a viewing experience like none other. Walk On Sports Bistro. We live for this.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
I love a day or weekend at Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. The golf, the people, the hospitality, and the events they host always hit the mark, and members enjoy it all. State-of-the-art practice facilities, food, beverages, a big pool with a snack and beverage bar, tennis and pickleball courts, and they can even book you an exclusive fly fishing trip. There's no initiation fee, and for out-of-towners, a membership is only $185 a month. It's Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. It's home away from home. The two best guys in mediocre sports radio.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Check.
1-2. That's a healthy head of hair. We got Caleb. Okay.
You got to match Chuck Barrett's intensity. I mean, when the guy's in the booth, he's a different kind of cat.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Caleb's in Mountain Home. We're live at Oaklan. Caleb, good morning. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show. What's happening?
Good morning. Y'all, I want to go on a little bit of a rant here this morning.
Please do.
At the beginning of the week, at the beginning of this week, I called y'all and I said I felt comfortable about the game, and I did, and I still do to an extent. But to kind of start off, last night I was at a meeting here in town, and I had mentioned that I was going to go home and watch the Eagles-Cowboys game. And there was someone there, and who went to A-State, and she told me, only football game I'm excited for is this Saturday when the Red Wolves come out and beat the Arkansas Razorbacks. And my jaw dropped, and I stared at this woman, who I've known for years, by the way, and I said, what the heck are you talking about? I was like, the Hogs are not going to lose to A-State. And he said, you just watched. Everybody in Jonesboro is excited about this game. And y'all, I've never felt The only time I've ever felt this way is whenever I've ran into like an Ole Miss fan or a Texas A&M fan or an Alabama fan that says, "Oh yeah, we're gonna ram through Arkansas," and I just kind of get this sense to me, like someone's come up and punched me in the gut, insulting where I grew up. But I was shocked because of the fact that this person grew up in Arkansas and they're rooting against it. And now I'm like looking at this game and I'm like horrified by it. More than I ever have been. Not that I liked it being played before, but now we got to deal with playing with Arkansas State. And now I'm just mad at it, the fact that we're playing this game. And y'all, let me tell you, I was thinking about it last night. Arkansas needs to come out, and we just need to blow A-State out of the water. Arkansas needs to come in there, and they need to say that if we want to prove ourselves in the SEC this year, if we want to prove ourselves on the national level this year, let's prove ourselves in our own state this year. Let's come out and cover about 40. Let's blow them out of the water.
Yeah.
Caitlin Green have a game tomorrow. Just make them never want to play this game for another 100 years and let it be done and over with. I'm tired of all the crap about A-State needs a chance to play. Let them run back to Jonesboro and never wish that they ever played it. Let them howl about it. Anyway, that's pretty much all
Wolves
I got.
up.
I just want to
Caleb, I hadn't thought about this, but, that Mountain Home A-State campus,
Yeah.
is that full of Wolves fans? Really? Like, that he's stunned by that.
Well, I go to that college, and it's like, there's not really anybody that pulls for anybody there. It's just kind of its own little deal. In fact, I'm hoping to transfer to the U of A next fall, and there's a lot of people that transfer to U of A or A-State, so it's kind of a neutral ground. But
people aren't walking the halls
itself.
talking about Wolves up.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you,
Exactly.
Caleb. Thank you for that perspective. So this came up yesterday. And that is a good perspective because he's out in the wild.
No, you're right.
He's out in the wild in the real world dealing with this.
You're right.
And people were texting the show yesterday. Well, why wouldn't you play A-State? Why wouldn't you just keep the money in state? Why wouldn't you just play an in-state opponent instead of playing Louisiana Monroe or some other Sun Belt team? Well, that's why. Because you don't have to be their neighbor tomorrow.
Right.
You don't have to walk down the street and listen to that crap.
Well,
if you lose the game.
And here's the thing. I mean, A-State, if they weren't playing Arkansas, they'd be going and getting a payout somewhere else. I mean, they're going to get their money either way.
900,000 and 10,000 tickets is what A-State's
Now, they got more
tickets
tickets than what they would have normally gotten. But, the payout's pretty good payout.
By the way, the Memphis game next year that was coming to Fayetteville has been moved to 2030. To make room for now the 9-game SEC schedule that we'll have next year. I still can't believe this is actually happening. We haven't spent a ton of time on it. We've had other things to talk about. But if you want to look ahead to 26 and 9 SEC games.
I know.
I mean, if we think the schedule's difficult this year.
For the casual football fan, it's great. I mean, it really is. Because you have another week of better games. For coaches, players, people that are really plugged in, they're looking at it, and particularly if you're in the bottom half, it's like, hey, this may end up being another loss. But I think for football fans, it's kind of like the expanded playoff. It's going to be great for them.
Yeah, I mean, they'll just add Georgia to Arkansas' schedule.
Now,
it'll be the same.
If you're the Arkansas coach, if you're the Arkansas players, you're not going to like it.
The chances that you get Kentucky or Vanderbilt versus Georgia.
Well, slim. Vanderbilt and Kentucky are going to go to the upper shelf teams in the
you're
league.
just trading Notre Dame for Georgia, whatever. David and Searcy, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. First of all, thanks for that great show yesterday. 2 Jones boys in 1 hour. You can't beat that anywhere in America.
No, you're
right.
right.
Bo, I hope both your billfold and your head are doing well today.
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Bo's a trooper
guys,
now.
Let me tell you, we got 9 conference games next year. We'll have 1 gimme. We'll have 1 good team from another good conference. That leaves 1 more game. I believe from now on, the other game should be Arkansas State at Fayetteville from now on, because it stirs the interest me, a Razorback fan, I can't wait to see us play Arkansas State. This is better than scheduling Louisiana. So, come on, man. Bring them to A-State.
I get that.
Bring them up to Fayetteville every season. I think it's good for the program. It's good for the interest in the state. And I just think it would be wonderful.
Well, now, why would
what do y'all think about
ASU
that?
come to Fayetteville every year?
They would, though.
I don't think they would.
Butch
I don't
Jones
think
pretty
they
much
would.
said it yesterday.
He didn't say they'd come to Fayetteville every year.
He didn't, but he said he wanted to keep playing the
There's
game.
the business
and he
of college
knows
football.
They're not going there.
There's the business of college football, and they would not come to Fayetteville every year.
Not every year, but I think they would.
Every once in a while, maybe,
I mean,
maybe it's possible.
I
I think if you played this game every year, I think it would get old. I do.
Yeah.
I don't think it's in our blood the way some in-state rivalries are. I think it's a novelty this week. It's been a lifelong goal for people with Arkansas State connections. It has never been part of the Razorback psyche, ever.
What if we had Basil make a trophy?
Well, what are we up to? Well, we'd be up to 4. I mean, every game would be a trophy game.
It's 6:33. We're at Oaklan. People are coming into the casino now. Y'all have a good time.
Yeah.
6:33. Good morning.
This is not interesting. It's just interesting to us.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. The Chuck and Bo Show.
Guys, regardless of our age, feeling good is something we all want. That's what the Sweatin' 'em Edge is all about. It's where health, confidence, and peak performance come together. We all face challenges like low energy, hair loss, who's looking at me, stubborn weight, and skin health. The good news is we can do something about it. Get your free evaluation today and see where you are. Chuck and I have both done it and are better off for it. Log on to sweatin'emcosmetic.com and click on the Sweatin' 'em Edge.
Summer storms and heavy rains can sneak up fast, so make sure your gutters are ready to handle it all. Hog Trough Gutters, locally owned and operated with 30 years of experience, installs seamless gutters made on site to protect your home. They're fully licensed and insured. Every job is hydro tested, and each one comes with a 20-year warranty. Proudly serving Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. And if you're outside those areas, just give them a call or a text. Schedule your free inspection today at hoggutters.com.
Today's been a strange day.
Yeah, we've had some struggles here. And there.
Just
let's just be blunt. Can we be blunt?
Well, it's 50-50 at best.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
think I have 1,100 subscriptions. I'm pretty sure. It is so ridiculous.
That guy subscribed to Hulu twice.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Chuck got on a heater during the break. He's over there. Oh, there he's back. There he is. He was throwing dice. Did you get your coffee right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got my coffee right.
We're at Oaklan. We're just off the lobby by the event center, and we're people watching.
Plane coming or going?
He's going. I
Yeah,
mean, you
he's
can
going.
tell generally if it's not much of a game because the escalator goes up and the escalator goes down.
Yeah, but sometimes
and
people
the one
come
going
in.
down
Yeah.
kind of means they're leaving, and the one going up kind of means they're coming.
I have seen. I've seen a couple arrive, evidently lose and leave.
Yeah,
All
so
inside.
you've seen both.
Yes, I've seen both already.
I'll tell you, these people that are leaving though, they look fresh as a daisy.
Well, I think
They
they
don't
made a
look
little
like they-
stop on the way to work's what happened.
Oh, is that a thing? Is that
Evidently.
some people hit the gym on the way to
Evidently,
work,
some people hit
and
the
some
casino
people hit
on
the
the way to
casino.
work.
No judgment. I mean, if you can do that, I don't know. Like, can you imagine being late, pick your kid up from school? I got out of heater.
Yeah. Hey, sorry. You know,
we
you
we're
never
gonna be late
leave
for
a heater.
school this morning.
You never leave a heater.
You never leave a heater. I'll buy lunch. We'll go have lunch together. Take the day off school. 877-377-6963. This is truly an amazing experience at Oaklan. If you haven't been here in a while, you haven't been here. If it's been 5 years, you haven't been here. This resort, the hotel side, is magnificent. And if you don't gamble, you never have to really touch the casino, walk through the casino, be in the casino at all. But it's right there if you want to. But, like, if you go to Vegas, I mean, you're walking through the casino when you check into your hotel room. They've set it up separately here where the hotel lobby is basically between the casino and the event center. So you can go to an event here and never go to the casino if you don't want to and have this amazing amenity of a resort and the 4-star Forbes spa and all that comes with that. The rooms are fabulous. You were talking about waking up this morning and looking at the track.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I mean, it's
that was
incredible.
awesome. Waking up and looking outside, and you're on the first turn at OAKLAWN. That's pretty cool. You know, let me say this: most people don't go to Vegas. I mean, they don't. Most people, if they're gonna gamble, if they're gonna go to a casino, it's gonna be one of the ones close by. That term resort is tossed around really loosely.
Yeah.
Just because you've got a casino and a motel doesn't make you a resort. This is a resort. I mean, this is a resort. It's got the spa. The casino is part of the entertainment package. The horse racing, part of the entertainment package. But as you say, if that's not your thing, there's plenty of other stuff here to do, I can assure you. And that really does separate it from the other places in Arkansas. I don't mean that disrespectfully to the other places. But you know, just because you call yourself a resort doesn't make you a resort.
It is like
this is a resort.
Experiencing
Yes.
Vegas. If you,
That's
but
right.
Vegas is more than the casinos too. Like the culinary
Absolutely.
experience. You
And
get
this
there.
is the same thing
yeah,
here.
And all that's here. All right, Hunter Yurachek was talking at the touchdown, or what is it called? The Sports Club, the Northwest
Arkansas
Sports Club.
Hogs Illustrated deal.
That's what it is.
Hogs Illustrated Sports Club.
There you go. Thank you, Edward.
You're welcome.
Why don't we hear from Hunter about next year's football schedule?
Tulsa's going to move up to a September game. Memphis, their athletic director has agreed to move the game next year to 2030.
Okay.
And so we'll play Tulsa next year along with an FCS opponent that we have in North Alabama. And then we'll play at Utah. And then Memphis will move from 26 to 30. And then we'll play the 28 game with Memphis as well.
Good mercy.
Wow.
At Utah?
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Well, think about where Arkansas has been. BYU and Utah within the last couple of years.
You better hope that the SEC schedule lines up with that game being at Utah, meaning Arkansas gets five SEC home games that year.
Well, surely they're going to do that.
Well, they are.
Well, I mean,
I wouldn't
put it past the
You
SEC.
have no faith.
I have zero
No,
faith. in
Or
that.
it leaves nothing to chance when it comes to the league office.
when you only have
That's
4
right.
home games in conference, that's when you're going to play that marquee non-conference game. I got to tell you, I don't like the idea of in the future, and I'm just going to say it, I don't like the idea of going to places like Utah
in the future. When you got a nine-game conference schedule, look, I'm not saying you load your schedule with cupcakes, but look at what Missouri's done. Look at what some of the other teams have done. And at the end of the year, all that matters is the total number of wins. Nobody's saying, yeah, but we beat that sorry team back in September. No one's saying that at the end of the year. You've got to help yourself with your schedule, because the conference is not going to help you when it comes time to the league schedule.
So if I'm looking at Arkansas's future opponents, and we can believe that the SEC is going to do Arkansas solid in this regard, then that would mean that there would be 5 home SEC games in 26. 4 in 27, 5 in 28, 4 in 29. Yeah. I'm just looking at what Arkansas has scheduled out. So it looks like the odd years will be the years Arkansas would have 5 SEC home games.
And they'll have 7 home games overall? Yeah, they'll have 5 road SEC games. So you don't want to play any other games on the road. No non-conference games on the road in the year that you have 4 conference games at home.
Right.
If you're
right.
And you pretty much have 7 home games every year, right? That's the idea.
How many years pass before we start talking about going to 10?
Oh, God.
Because it's going to happen.
Well, listen.
Let's just not even go to 9.
I'm just saying. I'm just asking. How many years before we start talking about going to 10?
We've
2 or 3.
We got to get out of this conference thing. We got to get out of this conference scheduling thing where what does it mean to play in your own conference?
I don't disagree
What does it mean to play your own
Mm-hmm.
conference schedule? Why do we have to play conference schedules? Why do the conference schedules have to be so many games? Play 5 games in your conference, play 5 games against other conferences, and everybody's playing Power 4 games in other conferences and their own conferences. But it's this dang SEC and how difficult it is that has the whole conversation going about strength of schedule and trying to match how tough it is in the Big Ten and how tough it isn't in the Big 12 and how tough it is in the SEC.
The answer is
that's
division.
The whole thing.
The answer is divisions. If you have divisions, you play the teams within your division like you do in the NFL. You're in the same conference, but you play more games against your divisional opponents, and I think that's what they ought to do.
We're brought to you in part by First Security Bank, the official bank of the Chuck and Bo Show, helping you bank better every day with more convenient locations. Friendly, local banking professionals with the answers you need and a smile on their face the entire time. You got a question, you can log on to fsbank.com. You can bank online there or just learn more. First Security Bank, member FDIC. Bank better. We're at Oaklan. Come see us if you're in Hot Springs. We're here till 9. It's the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
Chuck has thoughts. I want to have some coffee and let you guys roll for a while. This is going to be good.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
High school sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Melissa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter, check out the Varsity Vibe podcast, and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com.
Football season's here, and Flight by Yingling is the light beer built for game days. Tastes like a Yingling, but it's a light beer, and only 95 calories. Flight raises the bar for what a light beer should be, and now it comes in a 16-ounce resealable twist-off aluminum bottle and skinny cans. Perfect for tailgates, watch parties, or just kicking back after the game. Pick it up at your favorite store or ask your bartender. Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer.
Some moments call for more than just a win. They call for unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you're not just buying a diamond. You're creating an experience that starts the moment you walk through the door. Their newly remodeled space is absolutely stunning, and Cafe B has a personal touch you won't find anywhere else. Their in-house diamond expert makes it easy to find the perfect piece for any occasion, and that purple bag, still undefeated when it comes to saving the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
Has your roof been taking a beating after the summer we had with the heat, the sun, and those sudden storms? Teamwork Roofing and Construction knows your roof is more than just shingles. It protects your home, your business, and everything inside. And their expert team delivers top-quality roofing and construction services all over Arkansas and beyond. And they only use the best materials while treating every project like it's their very own. Visit their website, teamworkbuilt.com, or you can find them on Facebook. Teamwork Roofing, built on quality, powered by teamwork.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit gopaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal Price Check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
Are you looking for tough, reliable equipment from people you can trust? WT Equipment is your local family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas. And yep, they're big-time hog fans too. From Bobcat to New Holland, Hustler, Steel, and more. They carry the brands you know and trust to get the job done. Whether it's equipment or implements, WT Equipment has the tools you need, including a full lineup of Bobcat machines built for power and performance. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment today.
I don't need Chat GTP. I've got Chuck GTP.
Amen. The Chuck and Bo Show.
A lot of times critics don't know what the hell they're talking about, and I don't think they know much what they're talking about on this one either.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Live at Oaklan today. Chuck and Bo. Dave is in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. Dave, good morning. Drew, sorry. Can't read.
Drew, what's up?
Thanks, Edward.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, thanks for having me on this morning. Appreciate the show, and it's always nice to have a show that talks about the Razorbacks. And anyway, it's great. Hey, so here's my question this morning. I wanted to ask you guys two things real quick, if you got time. But one is, how big does the win have to be for it to be decisive this weekend against ASU to say, okay, that was a confident win. We dominated. And then secondly, were there any of the teams last weekend, whether it be Notre Dame, Texas, some of the teams that we're going to play, that you think that, hey, maybe there are some weaknesses and we can actually go and win those games? So those are my questions.
Okay.
Thanks for having me on today.
I think the first question is up to different opinions. I don't think everybody's going to agree on that. For me, if they win the game by 2 touchdowns, and how the game is played sometimes indicates how you feel about it, not necessarily what the score was. But I think it'll be hard to argue if they cover.
Yeah, what's the spread?
23.5.
I think that's probably the barometer for a lot of people.
I mean, that's going to be hard to argue with, right? You can't say, well, they didn't impress me if they cover. But even if you win by 14 or 20 points, I mean, that's I'm not complaining about that going. I mean, but again, it's how it's played. Did they turn it over 3 times? All that kind of stuff.
I think too, and I sort of think this coming out of the opener, how you start resonates with people. Now, if you've watched enough ball, you know that how you start really doesn't always have everything to do with how you finish. But you think about the Alabama A&M game. People came out of that going, oh, the defense is terrible. Our defense isn't very good. That's all based on your impression from the first drive. That's all based on your impression from that. So,
yeah. Well, and the other question about the teams that we've seen play so far, you said it. You're not afraid to play anybody after watching the first couple of weekends and one real weekend of the season. But I also want to see Arkansas play in a real game to be able to talk about what we think they can do against other teams. But what we think about this team is they're better than they were last year. And what we're seeing around the rest of the league is nobody appears to be dominant.
Those other teams that you're talking about are struggling to score. Some of them are early on.
We're at Oaklan. We're in the lobby. If you're in Hot Springs, come see us. Almost 7 o'clock. Good morning on a Friday.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it.
3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
When something goes wrong, a car wreck, an injury, mounting debt, or getting denied the help you deserve, it's hard to know where to turn.
That's when Cadell Reynolds shows up. This is a team that fights for Arkansans. Personal injury, disability, bankruptcy, they handle it all. And they know how to get results.
You've got enough to deal with. Don't try to figure it out alone.
Call Cadell Reynolds, 866-314-3728, or visit CadellReynolds.com.
Cadell Reynolds. Make the right call. Chevy of Fayetteville has over 200 new vehicles on the lot right now. So if you're in the market, now's the time to make a move. That includes the brand new Chevy Traverse, the Chevy Trax, and all the favorites like the Tahoes and Suburban. And for truck lovers, there are Silverados in stock and ready for immediate delivery. So go see Chris, Mark, Denver, and the team at Chevy of Fayetteville. Together, let's drive.
The voice of the Razorbacks is Chuck Barrett, and he chose McDonald Eye Associates for his recent cataract surgery.
I went to McDonald Eye. I can see in a way I've not seen in a long time. And I'm looking forward to this football season because of that. Your eyes are a big deal. I don't care if you're a sports play-by-play guy or what you do. You have to have trust. My trust was developed because I knew they were listening to me.
For your best vision, trust McDonald Eye. Online and same-day appointments at McDonaldEye.com.
So I spent yesterday. You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
in Fayetteville. We've got nothing really to gain by playing this game. We're supposed to win the game. We better win the game. If we lose the game, we've got everything to lose. In Arkansas State. At the University of Arkansas in Fayetteville, we've got nothing really to gain by playing this game. We're supposed to win the game. We better win the game. If we lose the game, we've got everything to lose. And Arkansas State's got everything to gain by playing this game. It's great for our state. I'm not going to say we'll never do it again, but we'll see what happens this weekend. You know, when I first arrived, one of the first people I had a conversation with about playing in-state schools was Coach Van Horn. And he just thought it made sense for us. First and foremost, financially has gone incredible.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
What is it with you and the Lobos? Let's just get to the bottom of it. What is it with you and the Lobos?
I like the Lobos, man. New Mexico's a cool place.
Them, man. Okay, man.
New Mexico's a cool place.
Go get him, man.
It just sounds like a hippie in a band.
Yeah.
Dude, I just like it, man.
Hey, man.
I just, I smoke a little bit and I just drive around. I like it. I like the Lobos, man. Like,
It's the land of enchantment.
Land of enchantment.
It's the Lobos, man.
Chuck and Bo.
The land of Breaking Bad.
The urge to drink the smoke.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to
The show of record for Razorback fans.
driving my son to school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "Let's turn on the Chuck and Bo show."
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
We're here.
We
in
are.
Oaklan, the resort.
Oaklan.
The resort of Oaklan. It's a beautiful place.
It really is.
It's
This
been
is
a great
fun.
time.
We need to do this more often.
We really do.
This is, I vote for more of this.
This will be, we'll be here less than 24 hours. It makes you want to stay. I mean, the amenities, the resort, the hotel, the rooms are fabulous, and the culinary experience here. You talk about food, concessions. You can go concession, sports bar, food, just your regular casual dining. You can go food court, or you can go a really nice meal, which is what we had last night.
It really was good at the Bugler. I mean, it was terrific. This is a resort. I mean, it's the real deal. And
we had decantered wine.
We did. You should have seen Bo. Oh my gosh, Bo trying to pour wine.
To pour wine out of a decanter.
And now look, this is not your average decanter. I mean, it's big. Yeah. I mean, you could have probably had 3-4 bottles of wine in there. Yeah. I mean, it was that big.
Yeah. We had two.
We had two. And Bo, I mean, he's picking this thing up. There's our waitress who's phenomenal.
Taylor.
Taylor. It's the trigger finger. I mean, it's It's the way you hold your hands
Yeah,
on the decanter. And, of course, you picked it up like I would.
Yeah.
You know, just
Like
like
it was
Joe
a
Blow.
dumbbell.
Yeah, you know. And started trying to turn that thing and pour that
Do a
wine.
reverse
and
curl.
I'm thinking there's about to be red wine everywhere. Everywhere.
You did scoot over a little bit, crossed your arms, and just watched.
Yeah.
You were ready for
I wanted to see the show.
another
But you pulled it off.
experience.
You pulled it off.
Yeah,
you had to set it down a couple of times, use both hands. But after once you started using two hands, everything was great.
It kind of looked like a punch bowl from back in
really
the day
did.
where everybody puts a straw in.
It really did.
You know, Bart just took a stroll here at Oakland.
To walk around. He said his calf was tight.
Thinking Bart.
His calf was tight.
Thinking Bart. What were you thinking about?
Well, I was thinking about the locks. I'm going to be real honest. I was thinking about the
that
locks.
was the stroll?
Dialing in, just kind of locking in, getting my head right.
That was the stroll you just went on, all the way down there to the glass and back.
Yeah, that's right.
And he looked out into he looked out into the wild,
I know.
into the world,
into the parking lot.
and he said, "So what does it tell me?"
Yeah.
And
that's right.
Has it crystallized for you?
It has
for
yeah.
later
Come
in the
together.
show.
Yeah, it's ready to go.
Are you going to go put your locks on one of those kiosks up there? Instead of doing it on your Oaklan Sports app, are you going to go up there? They've got these kiosks here
I know, I saw.
that are like, ticket machines or ATM machines, but these big screens, which, essentially is the app, but it's just way easier to make your picks and stuff.
Yeah. If they'll get that
It's
game
kind of
over
exciting.
with tomorrow night, I'm coming back. I mean, we got NFL Sunday.
Oh,
you know.
Can you imagine, like, a couple things? March Madness here, the Super Bowl, or just a Saturday of college football here?
Well, it's, I'm sure it'd be huge.
This is awesome. We've had a great time, if you can't tell. And we are.
All the fun's not stopped yet.
A-State
We're
game
going to win all our
tomorrow.
money back as soon as we get off the air here. We're going to win it all back.
Big Keith is in the house.
Okay.
He is in the house. Big Keith, good morning. It's the Chuck and Bo Show. Happy Friday.
Hey, Chuck and Bo, how you guys doing today?
Doing great,
We're
Keith.
fabulous.
Here I go. Big Keith up in the house.
Yeah, there we go. Now we're ready.
Now it's ready.
You're over in my town now, buddy.
This is
I'm
it?
from Hot
This
Springs.
is it? You're in
Well,
Hot
that's
Springs.
great. Come by. Say hey.
And I agree with you about the resort is real nice and the Bugler is nice, and the sports book down there is nice, but that's about it. They just, they don't have a poker room, and they don't comp nothing. They don't give you no alcohol drinks. Usually they said they wouldn't serve you alcohol because they couldn't offer you a place to sleep.
Sounds like a man
Now
who
they have
lost some
one.
money.
No, I was a high roll. I went down there and spent like $1,000 a hand on blackjack, and they couldn't even comp me a room.
$1,000 a hand?
Yeah.
$1,000
I
a
had
hand?
Yeah. I came into like $100,000, so I went over there. And
that's a good thing to go do. when
I
you
got
come
a
into
question.
money like that.
I got a serious question.
multiple
I have a
questions.
serious question. If you're spending $1,000 a hand, why do you need a free drink? I understand the concept. I do. I've been to Vegas. I get it. But if I'm spending $1,000 a hand, I don't give a dang if they're bringing me free drinks.
I want to be
well,
sober.
yeah, but you always get a free room. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I don't know.
But,
I don't know. I'm sure Wayne Smith would be happy to set you up with a free room if you're spending $1,000.
How'd you do that night on the $1,000 a hand? How'd it turn out for you?
I walked up. I didn't do that good on the poker side, but at the same time I was doing that, I was betting on the sports book, and I won like about 40,000.
Wow.
On the.
Was this a one-time deal? Or
Hey,
is
you
this
play in a league I don't play in. I mean,
Are you connected to Arthur in Vermont?
Yeah, that's good. Where's
No,
Arthur?
I did a 16 parlay, and I had like 2 or 3 upsets, and the last one I needed was Fresno State to beat Boise, and by a certain amount of points, and Boise scored a field goal, which put me below my points, so I was going to lose. But then, it was like the last second, so Fresno State's supposed to just take a knee, but they ended up running it, and it cut right through the line and ran for 70-yard touchdown, and I won.
How about that?
I only bet like $35, so I was doing all right.
So are
But,
you like?
Hey,
do you regularly win 20, 30, 40 grand?
I would say 10 or more. I do probably about
per visit.
10 grand.
Jeez.
No, I'm talking about my sports book. I don't go to that casino, dude. When I want to go play cards and do a real casino, I go to Tunica or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but I didn't want to talk. I didn't want to say nothing bad while you're over there. So I ain't.
I mean, you can say whatever you want. We've got our own opinions. I don't want to go anywhere else.
Well. Anyways, but yeah, the Razorbacks. I think they're going to cover the spread.
How much you got on this game? I mean, if you're playing $1,000 a hand, we got $30,000 on this.
I had no. Well, but see, it's simple. If you got that kind of extra cash, bet that amount on. Don't do the point spread. Just do the straight up win, because you know Arkansas is going to win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So even if you win, if you bet 30,000, you end up getting back 15 to 20,000. You know what I mean? You're coming out ahead.
That is.
It's free.
That is coming out ahead. For me, for me, I know it's not this way for everyone, but that's called a risk that I'm not willing to take.
Yeah,
that's called high risk, low return, and I'm not that smart. But tell me if I'm missing something there.
Are you telling me it's a high risk that Arkansas is going to lose?
For the return that you get, the risk is not worth it. Is how I view it, because I have seen things happen, like App State go to Michigan and win. You know, every year something happens, and so to risk 30,000 to win 10 or 12 is something that seems like a high risk, low return decision. And generally in life, that doesn't work very well for me. I can only speak for me.
Big Keith's Mr. Vegas, man.
But I don't. But I don't play in your league. Clearly,
I mean that's
we
a whole
don't live
different
in your
level
world.
for me. I mean, I can't comprehend that honestly.
Well, I'm just saying when you.
By the way, for the record, they do comp things here because we had something comped last night, and so you just haven't talked to the right people. For a guy that's coming, for Chuck and I are spending. Well, I mean, whatever. I mean, you said they don't comp anything.
I don't know any radio guys playing $1,000 a hand.
No, I'm saying for the average guy they don't.
The average guy's not betting $1,000 a hand.
Well, I ain't been over there in about 2-3 years.
Well,
so.
here we go.
Something seems a little fishy about this.
This whole thing doesn't really line up.
None of this adds
but
up.
see, what I was telling you about that the high bet and only winning 13, like last week, you knew Arkansas was going to win that, so you just bet that like crazy. But then you take what you won and then keep your other money, put it back in your savings or whatever, and now you got 13,000 to start gambling on their dime and only do games like. But especially these first couple of weeks of the season, all these teams are playing nobody games.
Yeah.
You know, like Tennessee played nobody last week, and you can parlay like 4 or 5 of them bad boys.
Yeah,
and
that's fair.
And you get I ended up getting a positive because I parlayed like five games last weekend, and it wasn't like Tennessee versus Joe Blow and Arkansas. You know, there's like 2 or 3 other games you could go through and. You know they're all going to be wins.
Thank you, Keith.
You know, and then So all right, thanks guys. Have a good one.
Enjoyed it. Thank you. Bart is in the situation room, the Chevy of Fayetteville situation room.
What is the situation? I mean, holy cow!
First of all, that's the worst.
Look at the text line.
That is the worst advice I've ever heard in my life.
Well, I know people that do that.
Second of all, if you bet 30 grand on Arkansas to beat Arkansas State, your return would be $31,500. That means your 30,000 bet won you $1,500. Not 15,000.
15 to 20,000 is what Keith said.
$1,500.
Yeah, that's math's a little off there. Math's a little off.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you? You know they're going when you know they're going to
But
win.
it's an
why
easy
wouldn't you?
$1,500.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
All I know is every time I come into $100,000,
I go play
$1,000 a hand, and it always seems to work out.
What just happened?
Yeah, it always seems to work out.
Sydney in Centerton. Sydney, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey, Sydney.
Wonder if you saw that article from On3 yesterday about the recruiting budget for the SEC schools for 2024.
I haven't seen that one.
I've seen budget articles about it, but I didn't see that one. What did it say?
So it said like the median for the SEC was 2.8 with, I think I may be off a little bit on some of the numbers, but like Tennessee was at 5.6, but Arkansas came in at 1.3. So
yeah,
like reading something like that kind of makes me want to give Hunter a pass a little bit more and Sam more of a pass. But it also got me thinking about a few things, one of them being which we're one of, if not the only school in the SEC that doesn't charge students any fees that go and fund the athletic department.
That's right.
And, I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on that, but in this day and age, I don't think we need to be on that side of, not looking at every type of revenue source in order to stay competitive. So, I hope that's something that we potentially consider down the road to get us more competitive with our available recruiting budget. Didn't know if you guys had any thoughts on that.
Well, look, that's
Thank
just
you.
one
Thank you for your
line
call.
item in the overall budget that Arkansas honestly has to struggle to compete with. That's one. There's 7 of those that we could go to, different examples. We're not funded by the university. The athletic department is self-sustaining. That's rare in college athletics. We're not as big of a fan base as some other schools that have donors. That everybody points to Arkansas and they're like Tyson and J.B. Hunt and Walmart and you guys have money. I mean, you're asking a handful of people to just carry around an athletic department. Like that's nice and that's cool and maybe they'll do that sometimes, but that's not a sustainable business game plan. When you talk about some of these fan bases, they're 3 and 4 times what Arkansas is all over the country. I mean, let's just take Notre Dame just to be an easy example. I mean, that's a worldwide alumni base with massively successful people all over the world. And we don't understand sometimes what all it is that goes into winning. And we say this, well, just get another coach. If you just get a better coach, then you get all these things. Well, no, you don't necessarily take your recruiting budget from 1.2 to 2.8 or $4 million. And the other line items that you're trying to raise money to compete in. And then we get on here and we talk about NIL and we talk about raising money and Hunter goes to the touchdown club and says, if you get, 10,000 families to give $100 or whatever it was, the stat he gave, and he got crushed because people, we want to have all these things and we just think somebody else is going to do it all.
We got ourselves in a trap, in my opinion. We took pride in things like we don't charge a student services fee. We do less with more. These cries became our mantra over the years. We need to do more with more. I mean, Tennessee charges student fees. They charge an extra 10% now for tickets, and all this stuff goes to what you have to have now if you're going to get players. This idea that you can get by on the cheap, you can't. I wish you could. It'd be nice. You can't get by on the cheap. We need to do more with more, not less.
It's like Big
not
Keith.
more with less.
It's Big Keith in the house. More with more.
I don't know that Big Keith is in the house.
We're in Oaklan. It's the Chuck and Bo Show. It's Friday morning. It's 7:18. We're brought to you in part by Blakeman's. It's where you mark your occasions, your memories, your stories. It's more than just jewelry. They are the official jeweler of the Arkansas Razorbacks. But if you want a memory, that's why you go to Blakeman's, because it's more than jewelry. It's about your story. Good morning, Friday morning. Glad you're here.
See, this is what the Chuck and Bo Show is. You just show up and have coffee with you.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
High
School sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Melissa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter, check out the Varsity Vibe podcast, and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com.
Some moments just call for something unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you don't just buy a diamond. You create an unforgettable experience. Their newly remodeled space is stunning with Cafe B right inside and their in-house diamond expert that'll help you find the perfect piece every time. That's just part of the Blakeman's experience. When you see the purple bag, you know it's something special. It always saves the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
Summer storms and heavy rains can sneak up fast, so make sure your gutters are ready to handle it all. Hog Trough Gutters, locally owned and operated with 30 years of experience, installs seamless gutters made on site to protect your home. They're fully licensed and insured. Every job is hydro-tested, and each one comes with a 20-year warranty. Proudly serving Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. And if you're outside those areas, just give them a call or a text. Schedule your free inspection today at hoggutters.com.
There's simply not a better shopping experience than Macadoodles. Looking for the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits? Macadoodles or Guess Who in Bentonville has you covered. With an unbeatable selection, amazing prices, and service that's unbeatable, they've got everything you need. Whether you're stocking up for a party, updating your bar, or just grabbing your favorites, Roger and the team are always there to help. Make the smart choice. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You hear that? You hear that?
Back to Save Sports Radio.
That's special.
Hey, I go a little bit deeper than most people. I mean, I wanted to know.
There is. Depth is a word that comes to mind to describe you.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Chuck and Bo Show, live at Oaklan today in Hot Springs. We were just talking about Big Keith's
I'm
gambling
just
strategy.
trying to contemplate $1,000 a hand.
Forgot where we were.
I would
there for a minute. I
want
went
to talk
down,
about the pucker factor. $1,000 a hand. Whew.
Yeah.
I'd be a little nervous.
It's relative, you know. I
Well.
mean, obviously Keith's bankrolling, you know. He's got cereal boxes of cash in the pantry.
I guess so.
Him and Bart. Well, Bart's got locks, man.
Oh, well, I know he's been walking around.
If there's ever a place to have locks, this is the place to have the locks.
Is this
So-
kind of when you walk around here? Does it just? I mean, the information
Just
to
give
your
you
brain,
butterflies?
No,
it
the
just
creative
flows a little
juices
more freely.
flow. Yeah. We've got some good stuff cooked up.
I hear you.
Hey, by the way, we mentioned Hunter was at the Hogs Illustrated Sports Club yesterday.
He talked about a lot of stuff.
He did.
too.
One of the things was this, you know, because we were just talking about money, you know, in the last segment about doing less with more at Arkansas.
More with less.
And
I get it mixed up.
Yeah, whatever. Maybe I was talking about Texas and LSU. They always do less with more.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
you're
right.
talking about trying to do, you know, more with more.
To do more with
but,
more.
But you're right. We've almost worn it as a badge of honor.
That's right.
And that's part of the mentality of our state. You know, little old Arkansas, look at all the things that can come out of here. Look at all the companies that can be successful. But Arkansas has always been that sort of overcomer, right? Like John Pelfrey used to call it overachieving, right?
Yeah.
All the time. But you got to realize what comes with that. That means you are the underdog, and the underdog doesn't win most of the time.
That means your margin for error is minimal. I mean, if you're going to do more with less, you can't have very many missteps.
And how do you get to a place where you can compete on a higher level? It's not always just the coach. A coach is a part of it. There's no question about it. But you can bring any coach. Listen, John Calipari came here, right? He's a Hall of Fame coach. Well, here's what maybe not talked about enough. Not just his NIL budget or what Tyson helped with or all those things. Everything went up in basketball. Their recruiting budget went up. Where they stay went up. Their budget is way bigger than it used to be, not just the coach.
Well, basketball is an example right now of doing more with more. I mean, it is. There's more available for basketball now, and they're doing more with it. I mean, this is how the game's played. Now, I don't like it. I'm not sitting here and saying I think it's great. But look, and I think you've got to cut somewhere about the reseeding in basketball. This has been a rousing success. Everybody that said it's not going to work, we were all wrong. It's worked exactly the way they laid it out.
First and foremost, financially has gone incredible. I mean, we couldn't have imagined that we would exceed $10 million in new annual revenue from the reseeding project. It's gone great. We're in the last week of that. It ends Friday. I know there's been some really tough conversations, really upset people here in the last 2 or 3 weeks as they've come in because really the only remaining inventory is upstairs in the corners, upstairs in the end zones, not the best seats. And so there's been some really challenging conversations as of late. And financially, it's done exactly what we needed. And so I think there's more people that are pleased with where their seats are than are not pleased with where their seats are. And so I would tell you, I think it's been a great success.
Some people are pleased, some people are displeased. But the point is, all of them had the money to buy tickets. All of them had the money to buy the tickets at the price that was set. So, first off, don't try to convince me there's not plenty of people out there doing a lot better than they claim they are. Because there are. This thing wouldn't have worked the way it's worked if there weren't plenty of people out there with money to spend. And it is distasteful. And I can literally feel people turning away from this conversation because I understand. But this is the life that they've chosen.
Well,
This
it's the
is
reality.
it. I mean, this is it.
It's the reality. It's not Arkansas that's distasteful. It's the college
it's the whole
business.
deal.
It's the business of college sports. If you want to talk about being distasteful, it's the business of college
And that's
sports.
part of the reason the pressure to win is more enormous than it's ever been because you've got to keep people happy when they're spending money like that.
Yeah, well, but people aren't going to be happy either way if you're not winning.
Well, you're right about that.
They're not. It's not because you're
right
spending
about
less
that.
money. Then they're okay with losing.
But it ramps up the pressure.
Well, it does. But to compete, did you hear what he said? $10 million.
That's a lot of money.
In a year more because of the Bud Walton reseeding.
This happened with Baum Stadium. Everyone complained to high heaven, and I understand people who've made the decision not to do it. I do understand that. I'm not sure I wouldn't have been in that camp, to be perfectly honest. But when somebody's upset about where their seats are, they got the money to go buy season tickets. And so they've tapped into that, and that's what you have to do.
Boy, it's a beautiful day outside
It
here in Hot
is.
Springs already. Going to be a great weekend all over the state. Arkansas, 23.5 points.
Yes, sir.
Arkansas is the favorite. It's on ESPN Plus,
Hogs cover.
4 o'clock tomorrow.
Hogs cover,
Bart's
by the
is
way.
that a lock today or just
No,
you're
I'm
calling
just
it
giving
Bart
that
calls
to you.
it.
That's
It's a bonus.
Okay.
That's
Bonus.
free advice.
All right. You know, this summer has been it's hot, and we've got a lot of rain, and maybe you've noticed some issues with your roof. And I tell you all the time about Teamwork Roofing and Construction and how great of people they are, which matters, and it's a big deal. And they'll communicate with you and do what they say, come in on budget, on time. But the quality of materials they use is one of the big things that sets them apart. They're not using just standard shingles because standard's just standard. They're using Malarkey shingles, which last longer, has durability and sustainability that you want on your roof. But that's just one example of the quality materials that they use. Quality people, quality materials, people you can count on. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. That's why we use them, and I think you'll be happy with doing that too. They leave a clean job site when it's over as well. Teamworkbuilt.com. That's where you can find them online. Teamworkbuilt.com. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Built on quality, powered by teamwork.
Chuck has a little bit of a bad habit of getting on Facebook and buying things.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Are you looking for tough, reliable equipment from people you can trust? WT Equipment is your local family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas. And yep, they're big-time hog fans too. From Bobcat to New Holland, Hustler, Steel, and more, they carry the brands you know and trust to get the job done. Whether it's equipment or implements, WT Equipment has the tools you need, including a full lineup of Bobcat machines built for power and performance. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment today.
Chevy of Fayetteville has over 200 new vehicles on the lot right now. So if you're in the market, now's the time to make a move. That includes the brand new Chevy Traverse, the Chevy Trax, and all the favorites like the Tahoes and Suburban. And for truck lovers, there are Silverados in stock and ready for immediate delivery. So go see Chris, Mark, Denver, and the team at Chevy of Fayetteville. Together, let's drive.
You know what else makes you an Arkansas Razorback fan? Going to the University of Arkansas. How about playing football for the team?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
everybody wants to win. When you, as a fan or a person or whoever, make everything about winning, you're saying that only winning is acceptable. And I guarantee you, you don't win every single day.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Winning every day with Bart. Bart's got his locks.
Chuck and Bo Show.
Bart told me during the break the hardest part of today is narrowing it down to 3. Narrowing it down to 3 games.
Yeah.
There's so many good games this weekend.
Well, I mean, it's not just that. There are a lot of enticing opportunities, investment opportunities.
And he's already given us the bonus of Arkansas covering. He's already declared Arkansas to be a coverer.
I don't think that's going to be a
weekend.
problem. I think Arkansas State's defense is not going to be up to the
They gave up a lot of yards through the air in their first game.
There's a great Razorback right over there, Grant Garrett. We need to get Grant over here and talk to us for a minute. We'll talk to Gentle Ben first because Gentle Ben takes precedent always. Ben, good morning.
Well, I can't believe what you just said, but thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. But, yeah, I was just thinking about things in the future already. I mean, I definitely, right now, of course, I'm a Hog fan, going to, hope that we beat them bad and all that kind of stuff, make sure we beat them for sure. And don't know about that covering and stuff, but anyway, but I was just thinking about now, since this may be the last game in, the grand old lady of War Memorial Stadium and all like that, I'm kind of wondering, is this going to be the last game that's played with, Arkansas State? Like, I mean, and I know if it does continue, every game is going to be played at Arkansas. There'll be one that mid-major that Arkansas plays there every year if they keep it going or whatever, or just do it every few years. But I'm kind of even wondering if ASU officials or the money makers or whatever, do they really want to play Arkansas every single year at Arkansas?
Well, I
don't think they do.
I think they want to play Arkansas more than Arkansas wants to play them. Here's Hunter Yurachek yesterday
at the University of Arkansas in Fayetteville. We've got nothing really to gain by playing this game. We're supposed to win the game. We better win the game. If we lose the game, we've got everything to lose. And Arkansas State's got everything to gain by playing this game. It's great for our state. I'm not going to say we'll never do it again, but we'll see what happens this weekend.
Here's a great Razorback, Grant Garrett, with us on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Grant, how are you?
Stop by to say hello.
Great, Chuck. How you doing?
Nice to see you.
Yeah, good to see you.
You look like you can still play.
I don't know if I'm as good as I once was, but maybe one play.
Maybe as good once as you ever were.
That's right. That's right.
What do you think of Arkansas playing Arkansas State? Having played here under Danny Ford and Houston Nutt, could you imagine that happening?
No, if Frank Broyles alive, that would have never happened. I don't think.
No, it wouldn't have.
I think the game has completely changed from back in the 90s, 80s, and 90s, and I think it's a good thing for the state. Why not? Every other in-state school plays a lot.
You don't worry about the negative impact for Arkansas?
I think if they show up every day and do what they're supposed to do and handle their business, I don't think it's something you should concern yourself about.
Well, anytime you play a team that you're heavily favored to beat, you have nothing to gain and everything to lose.
That's fair.
And they have everything to gain and nothing to lose. That situation's not unique. I can't believe for a second, though, that the athletic administration at ASU wants to lock themselves into a road game to Fayetteville every single year. No one's ever going to make me believe that. They are not going to come to Fayetteville and play that game every year. There's no way. This may happen again. Now, if
it'll be a while.
Now, if Arkansas goes out tomorrow afternoon, I'll see what you think, Grant. If Arkansas goes out and wins by 3 or 4 touchdowns, nobody's going to say a word about Arkansas and Arkansas State playing again. But if it's tight, that's all anybody's going to talk about Sunday morning is they're going to have to do this again.
I agree. It shouldn't be tight. If it is, there's a problem somewhere.
Any thoughts on the kind of team they have this year? I mean, I feel
what
like
do you see
they're
when you
improved, but
I went to the game Saturday, and I naturally default to watching the offensive line. I saw them moving around good. I saw them handing off stunts and twists. I thought they moved extremely good up front, which tells me our offense has got a really good chance to be good this year. Now, it wasn't against an SEC caliber team, but I liked what I saw there. The defense, they gave up some plays, and there's some work to do there. But I like the offensive line, what I saw in the first game.
See, now that's an insight that I saw them handing off stunts and twists, and, we're not really watching those things a lot during the game. A guy that's used to playing that.
Well, that's why they're not interviewing offensive linemen after the game. It's not sexy, right?
Well, but I'll tell you what, when you turn it over 23 times and get hit a bunch in the backfield and fumble a bunch, it suddenly becomes something you want to pay attention to.
Well, they're interviewing the one guy whose fault it wasn't, and that's the quarterback. And it's the guys up front that's got to come together.
What do you think about Harris, Emarion Harris, playing 4 different spots? I mean, you've been an offensive line, playing both tackles, both guards in the same game. What are the challenges in that?
You just got to be a great athlete, I think, to do that. I played center since the 3rd grade, played it all through college, got to the NFL, and they had me in a left-handed stance playing left guard. It's different for just a hard-working non-athlete like myself. I struggled with it,
right.
But to be able to bounce around and do all those things, you got to be a great athlete.
Do you have a prediction for the year? I know it's a question you'd probably rather not answer, but we love the simple questions here. Are they a bowl team?
I think so.
Even with that schedule?
It's a toss-up. Anybody can win on any given Saturday, and not being in the locker room, not being a part of that, it's hard to really give a insight as to what they're going to do. If I was in the locker room every day, I could speak truth to that. The culture, the leadership, where they're at this year, they're not the same team that they were last year. If they've got people that are bought in and they're motivated, we'll surprise some people.
Let me ask you one more. We got to go to a break here in a minute, but you're a businessman and you're a former Razorback. You're a successful businessman. I'll say that. And I know you're asked, and you want to get back to your school. How do you handle it in this climate where it takes money to be successful in athletics? But, I mean, we walk around acting like the people with the money are just going to support it all. We always mention J.B. Hunt, Tyson, and Walmart and all these things. How do you approach that kind of thing from your perspective?
As a former alumni and a business guy, I think it's the Wild West right now in college athletics. I mean, the NCAA would have given any school in the nation a death penalty for what they're doing every day back when I played. So I may be a little out of touch there, but I think we need to start – there needs to be some structure to it. I'm all for paying players. I'm all for rewarding them for their efforts, but I think we got to reinforce the right habits because 99% of these guys aren't going to go to the NFL and be successful. So, I mean, we need to reinforce successful life habits with that money. And I think I think right now we're in a dangerous spot because we're paying players to leave and jump every year. And, one of the great things about college athletics is the person you have to become to be successful. And that teaches successful habits later on in life when they're working for somebody or they're working for themselves or they're running their own business. And I would like to see it restructured that way to do it. But every school needs a lot of money now to be competitive.
Yeah.
I wonder, because you've had a successful business career and continue to, what if someone had thrown a bunch of money at you when you were 19 or 20 years old? I mean, what if the money had been flowing as freely as it was?
I'd have went where the money was.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have necessarily went for the best place for me. I would have went who would have paid me the
right.
most. And as a young man, you can't. You're not prepared to make those kind of
that's
decisions.
The point that I'm making there.
And you need somebody around you that cares about you, that loves you, that wants to help you, not help themselves. And so many people are not in that position these days.
It's a great word. Grant, great to see you, man.
Hey, thank you.
Great
guys for having me
Razorback.
on.
It's always good to catch up with you.
Go Hogs.
Some great memories from
Can
those
you play
teams.
tomorrow?
Maybe one snap.
All right. Good enough.
It's the Chuck and Bo Show.
Snap.
We are live at Oaklan. Back in a minute.
You guys are part of my family. Everyone that listens to this show is just part of the Chuck and Bo family. We're building a community here.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
It's stunning to hear every 20 minutes a child is diagnosed with a critical illness. But we can help. Grant life-changing wishes with Waiters for Wishes and the Razorback men's basketball team. It's Tuesday, September 30th from 6 to 8 p.m. at Walk-Ons in Fayetteville. This private ticketed event lets you take photos, get autographs, challenge your favorite hog to a Papa Shot, and bid on silent auction items, all benefiting Make-A-Wish Mid-South. Tables are limited and going fast, so reserve yours today at midsouth.wish.org.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPart.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Part has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
Football season's here, and Flight by Yuengling is the light beer built for game days. Tastes like a Yuengling, but it's a light beer, and only 95 calories. Flight raises the bar for what a light beer should be, and now it comes in a 16-ounce resealable twist-off aluminum bottle and skinny cans. Perfect for tailgates, watch parties, or just kicking back after the game. Pick it up at your favorite store or ask your bartender. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Hey, it's Bo, and for me, business comes down to working with people I like and can count on. And that's Teamwork Roofing and Construction. They do what they say, they're on time, and when they're done, it's like they were never there and you have a brand new roof. Built with expert craftsmanship and the best materials. When it comes to commercial or residential roofing, get the customer care Teamwork Roofing and Construction offers. Check them out on their Facebook page, Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Built on quality, powered by teamwork.
When is the last time you thought, oh, the SEC's making an announcement today, and it's going to be good for the Hogs?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
What we talk about is how do we make Chuck's life exciting.
My life is exciting. I just don't tell you guys everything.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
And Big Keith's defending himself. He's texted in his 16-team parlay for the see, this is a language I don't speak, Bart.
Well, this is – I'm going to be real honest with you and with all our
Please
listeners.
do. Please do.
This is one of the worst bets I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
It's a 16 –
and you're a gambling man.
It's a 16-leg parlay. 16 legs which means
16 things got to
have
go right. Okay.
And when you add it up, the odds are 6-1 on a 16
That's a big
team.
risk for a small amount of
but
returns.
he's all about that.
That is insane.
We got a guy here that'll help us.
That's right.
Sort all this out.
That's right.
Wayne Smith is the general manager of the beautiful
Hey,
Oaklan
you walk up and get
Resort.
your headset here, Wayne.
We've been talking about since we started at 6 a.m. and what a facility. If you haven't been here in the last 5 years, you haven't been to Oaklan. Wayne, good morning.
How we doing?
We're doing good.
Well, we had a great dinner last night.
Did you?
We
In the
did.
Bugler?
Thank you
We
for that.
ate at the
Absolutely.
Bugler. Thank you so much.
That
It
was
Terrific.
fantastic. It was awesome.
Good.
And the rooms are great. I normally, just get up and go do the show. And
Sure.
this morning I got a shower because I just had to.
You didn't get to the fitness center at 5?
I did not make it to the fitness center.
I
was
missed
too
him down
busy.
there. I kept looking for him down there, but
Yeah.
I didn't see him.
Oh, good.
I was
Good
too
work.
busy getting all of Bart's cards and blackjack last night.
Oh.
Yeah. I had to get up because I was just going to be up too late.
He had a
Okay.
cheering section
So,
behind him.
yeah, we had I was like college game day.
They were
it was
doing
like
the
they were
wave
all
behind
there.
him.
Yeah,
He was tearing it up. It
You
was
got to remember,
incredible.
you can't beat us that bad. We got to make payroll.
I wouldn't say it was the kind of money that Big Keith called in a minute ago, saying he bets $1,000 a hand, and he said, "Man, I couldn't get a free drink." And I go, well, "If you're betting $1,000 a hand, I don't know why you need one."
Right. That's right.
What do people experience here if they haven't been here in 5 or 6 years? If you were to sum it up, what the difference is? You've been here 9 years now,
Correct.
with a Vegas background. I feel like it feels like a classy Vegas in here now.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously in the last 5 years we've changed dramatically. It's not a racing and casino anymore. We're actually a full resort that has all the amenities and all the entertainment that you can offer that is outside of gambling. So we have a full hotel. We have a luxury spa called Astral Spa. If you haven't experienced it, you need to come down and check it out. It's the best in the state.
Walking through it yesterday made me feel
It's
better.
very impressive. It was very impressive.
And then obviously, if you're if you're a business and you want to bring your incentive program down here, we have a full event center that we can offer up to 900 people for a plated dinner, all the way to $1,450 for a concert. And we do a lot of entertainment in regards to that as well.
You know, the thing you talked about yesterday that really resonated with me, regardless of your budget, for example,
correct,
there's plenty to do here. If your budget's smaller, it's not as though everything here is going to break the bank. Now, if you want to break the bank, you guys can do that.
Come on,
but
bring it.
There is something for everybody.
That's
here.
exactly right. That's exactly right. And the other big thing that we've changed is our culinary. The culinary experience here is just phenomenal. And to your point, you can go to the concession stands, you can go to a food court, you can go to a sports bar, or you can go all the way up to a fine dining establishment. And we've got 2 of those. So you guys were able to go to Bugler last night.
Yeah.
Did you get the sea bass or did you get a steak?
Steak.
Yeah,
Okay.
steak.
We all got the steak.
All right.
It's
well,
hard to go,
Yeah.
It's and I know how good it is, and we've heard before. And we certainly experienced that. And then the sunset that you're doing, the happy hour sunset thing where you're overlooking the track.
Yes.
Right outside the Bugler.
Out on the patio, yeah. No,
phenomenal.
We just started that last night, so you guys were the first ones to experience it. So
yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
I was telling these guys, and I'm sure
We got
they
a
felt
minute.
it too. You wake up, you look out, and there's the track.
Yes.
It's like you got to be kidding me. This
It's
is
a racing
so awesome.
fan's dream.
Oh, it was great.
And next time you come, you got to come while they're training. So in the morning when they get out there at 7, woo, man, it's majestic.
We need to do our show from the.
We do. We had a great
the-
Razorback here
yeah.
a second ago, Garrett, who played in the late 90s, early 2000s, and he does business in Benton, Little Rock. He says he started staying here because the rooms are so nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you want a hotel luxury experience, that's what you get here at Oaklan. Wayne, thanks for hosting us. It's been awesome to be here.
We'd love to have you anytime.
Blown
Please.
away.
And
Blown away.
We really, really, really thank you for your support.
Well,
thank you.
We love the
thank
partnership.
you.
Absolutely.
Appreciate what you're doing and what you're
Absolutely.
about.
Well, you guys are the best.
Thank you, Wayne. Wayne Smith, Oaklan General Manager. We're back in a minute on the Chuck and Bo Show.
When it comes to watching games, nobody does it like walk-ons. Over 60 TVs at every location, and the food and drinks win. Mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine like po' boys and gumbo, plus fan favorites like the best burger you can get anywhere. And more draft beers and cocktails than you can count. Incredible food, wonderful service, and a viewing experience like none other. Walk On Sports Bistro. We live for this. There's simply not a better shopping experience than Macadoodles. Looking for the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits? Macadoodles or Guess Who in Bentonville has you covered. With an unbeatable selection, amazing prices, and service that's unbeatable, they've got everything you need. Whether you're stocking up for a party, updating your bar, or just grabbing your favorites, Roger and the team are always there to help. Make the smart choice. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit gopaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal Price Check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
Buying or selling a home's a big deal, and you want someone who is with you every step of the way. That's why those of us at the Chuck and Bo Show wholeheartedly recommend Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, because we've experienced it. They've been my partners for life. They're Bo's partner now, and I promise you, when you become involved with Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, they'll become your partners for life too. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978, and you can always log on and check out their selection at WeicherGriffin.com.
We were 0-5. They put us all in the coffin. They just didn't put the nails in.
The Chuck and Bo Show. Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
What are you going to do today, Chuck? Oh, I'm going to go sit in one of those chairs at the mall and relax.
I had that done one time, and I swear I had no skin on my neck, the back. I mean, it was horrible. It's the worst experience of my life.
What's that?
You know, when you go in the mall and you get in that chair and they rub you down, you know, and they give you This was like years ago. This was years ago.
I was talking about the actual massage chair, like the electronic one.
No, I don't do that. Maybe I go to a different mall than you.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to
The show of record for Razorback fans.
Driving my son to school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "What's heard on the Chuck and Bo Show?"
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
All right. Everybody's good. OAKLAWN, big weekend. Arkansas State.
Cowboys
lost last night.
I'm sorry, Chuck.
Well, you know,
what kind of year are you going to have?
I don't expect a big season from them, to be honest. I think it'll be iffy as far as the playoffs go. And although I will say, I wondered if they might not just get their brains beaten in last night and 24-20. So, I mean, could have been worse.
I think the Eagles and the Chiefs are among the favorites to return to the Super Bowl.
Oh, they
Another
are.
Super Bowl rematch. So
They
you played
are.
a really good team last night.
Yeah, I know.
Opening night in the NFL.
It was. And I got to admit, I was less interested last night than I am most opening nights because we were here.
We had other things
We
going
had
on.
other things going on. We had a fine meal and a little bit of gaming. And
it was actually a perfect night.
I am ready for this football game tomorrow, though. I am. And it's been interesting since we've been down here. And we talked about this earlier in the week about how, you know, in Northwest Arkansas, it's, they're playing. Down here, it's like, man, ASU and Arkansas, that's what everybody's talking about.
I'm gonna be interested in the crowd. I think it's gonna be a good crowd.
I think it's gonna be
it'll
full.
be a full stadium. I think people are excited for a couple of reasons. They're interested in this being the final game at War Memorial Stadium, if that holds up to be true. We don't have a reason to believe that it's not, but we still believe it when we see it, kind of thing.
That's how I am. I will admit.
Maybe a believer in that. And then, you're playing a little bit better opponent. And, Zach Painter's a former Razorback, and he's joining us now on the Chuck and Bo Show. Played in the secondary. Was a teammate of Grant Garrett's, I believe.
Yes.
Zach, good morning. Thanks for hopping on the show. How are you?
Good morning, gentlemen. I appreciate you guys having me on. Doing good this morning.
Absolutely. Well, you've got a little context and insight to this game that maybe some of us don't have, being from Jonesboro. Your dad played at A-State. You played for the Razorbacks. So what do you think of this matchup and these two schools playing each other tomorrow?
I mean, what is this? I guess 80 years in the making. I don't think they've played. I think it's a good thing. I mean, obviously for me, growing up in Jonesboro, having both my parents go to Arkansas State, me kind of jumping behind them in enemy lines, going to the University of Arkansas. I think it's a good thing for the state for them to play. I do think it's probably a little late, but I'm excited to watch it tomorrow.
So when you say enemy lines, draw those lines for us, A-State and Arkansas, that some of us have almost zero perspective on.
Right. Well, I'll be honest with you. Most Arkansas State fans, this is my experience growing up, most Arkansas State fans are Arkansas fans as well. I know that might blow some people's minds out there, but most of them are. There are I would say the 10% fringe that are hardcore Arkansas State fans. So I don't know if there's really a line, say East Arkansas, Central Arkansas. But I think in the state of Arkansas, the majority of the people that grow up are Arkansas fans, and you do have that maybe 10% that are diehard ASU fans.
It's probably not that uncommon, Zach, to walk across the campus in Jonesboro and see a student wearing an Arkansas Razorback shirt. I don't know that you see, but you don't see A-State shirts in Fayetteville.
You don't see that a lot. I will tell you this: as I drive around Northwest Arkansas, I've seen a few Red Wolf license plates.
Yeah, I have too.
Surprising to me, but you don't normally see that. You will see a lot of Arkansas gear a little bit. I shouldn't say a lot, a little bit on the ASU campus. And I think a funny thing is some of the people that I grew up with in Jonesboro who I would consider diehard, Red Wolf fans, their kids go to school up here at Arkansas now, so it's funny to see them wearing hog hats and calling the hogs.
Here's the interesting thing for me, Zach, is I feel like Razorback fans and A-State fans, you root for each other, and part of it's because Arkansas doesn't look at A-State as like a rival. You know what I mean? They're not LSU or Alabama or whatever, and so it's just it's like a non-threatening thing. And for A-State, maybe they sometimes get upset that the Razorbacks get all the attention, but I don't even feel that a lot. What's interesting to me about this game is now instead of looking over there like your little brother wants to come kick your butt. And it sort of changes the dynamic about how you feel about each other for a weekend. But this isn't a rivalry. You know, it's like it's fine, but now that you play each other, is it fine?
Right. Yeah. I don't think it's a rivalry, and especially the way that NIL has changed the game, and you have players that jump in and out of the portal every year. I don't think there's as many probably Arkansas kids on the roster that would really want to come get after the Razorbacks. But I hope the team is ready, because trust me, Arkansas State's going to give Arkansas their best shot for a while. So they better come in ready to play and not let them hang around.
Yeah, what do you think that looks like? If you're A-State and you're in that locker room, what do you think that looks like going into this game?
I mean, I think I heard you guys mention it yesterday. I think they're going to look at it more like, hey, we're playing an SEC team. Mm-hmm. So, we have a chance to really make a mark and get our name out there. I have no doubt, and I will say this, growing up, I had actually teammates that played on Arkansas State, and I think there's probably a few players on Arkansas State that could come up here and help Arkansas play, but I think where the difference is going to be made is just the depth. I think eventually, Arkansas is going to wear them down and just be able to run them over and pull away from them.
Zach, I remember a time, and I'm sure you do too, when A-State was 1AA. They've made a lot of improvements with their football program. It's just moved up, I guess, for lack of a better way to put it. How's that resonated with the people of Jonesboro who might be fans of both teams?
I think it's really great. I mean, I know they have a pretty little decent tailgate area out there. They've improved the stadium. I grew up a few blocks from Larry Lacewell, who was a legendary coach back in the 80s there, at Arkansas State, and spent many a day out there watching, the 1AA games, and we're pretty good. I think it was kind of a struggle when they jumped from 1AA to 1A. I think they had a few, rough years, but you had guys like Gus Malzahn come in and Hugh Freeze that really kind of elevated that program for 10 to 12 years and really got them on the level they're on now. So, Zach, when you grew up and you played for the Razorbacks and you were in this state as a high school football player, we get into this sometimes. What do you think's changed? We talk about keeping Arkansas kids in the state, and I get all that. But it's also not – it doesn't feel like it's the same as it was, in the early 2000s. No, and that's kind of hard to put your finger on. It almost seems to me that Arkansas has kind of become a basketball state. You've had a lot of, the great players, Calipari coming in, the great players that come out of Little Rock. From a football perspective, the NIL thing to me has really changed it. And, kids being able to jump around, and I hate to say it, kind of, chase the money. But the days of Brandon Burlesworth, the guy that grew up loving Arkansas, walking onto Arkansas, developing for 2 or 3 years are kind of over with, I guess, for the foreseeable future, unless they change something. Hey, Zach, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like when Lacewell was there, the roster was dominated much more than it is now by Arkansas kids. The kids that didn't get an offer to come play for the Razorbacks sometimes ended up playing at ASU, and I think there's 13 Arkansas kids on that roster right now. And I just wonder, as someone from that area, it's sort of a double-edged sword. You play 1AA ball, you get all the Arkansas kids that people know. You go to 1A,
You got to compete. You got to try to win, and that tends to mean not as many Arkansas kids on the roster, not as many local kids to follow.
That is true, sir. I think as a state as a whole, I think Arkansas, we tend to struggle to produce, top level Division I players, and I think ASU was an outlet for those guys to go in the state that maybe did get overlooked by SEC schools or schools like Arkansas and go play in state, in front of their family, in front of their friends. And, Larry, Coach Lacewell and a lot of coaches were very good at utilizing that talent and developing those players and getting every little last bit out of them.
Because I got to be honest, if Arkansas was playing an Arkansas State team full of Arkansas kids who'd been passed over by the Razorbacks, I'd be a lot more worried about playing them. And I'm not saying they're not capable of winning tomorrow, but you play a bunch of kids who've been passed over, that's when you better watch your backside.
Yeah.
It's just different now.
No, that's true. That's a great point.
Yeah, that is very true. I would definitely say that. I know back when I was playing in the 90s, the early 94 through 98, there were some kids that I played with on Arkansas State that I heard every year, you better be glad you don't play us. You better be glad you don't play us. So I do think the dynamics have changed, and I think having that small amount of Arkansas players on the team may not make it as heated as it could have been, maybe 20, 30 years ago.
Zach, great to have you on. We'll get you out of here with this. Zach Painter, another great Razorback. We had Garrett on earlier, and your thoughts on the team, what you've seen or what you've heard or what you believe is going to happen this year.
I bleed Razorback red, and I'm going to root for him no matter what. I think just from me watching the game last weekend against Alabama and A&M, looks like the offense has improved. The line of scrimmage play. I love seeing him hit, 9 receivers. Our tight ends seem to be better inline blockers. The only thing I'm worried about, me being a defensive guy, I'm just a little bit worried about the defensive line depth. I know it may not show up early, but as you get into SEC play and those guys start getting banged on by those big offensive linemen, I think that might rear its ugly head and cause us some problems down the road. But overall, I think the talent level has elevated, and I'm looking forward to, the Hogs having a good season this year.
Being from Jonesboro, Zach Painter with a great look and perspective at this A-State Arkansas game. Thanks for making time for us, Zach Painter. We appreciate it as always.
Thank you, Zach.
Hey, no problem anytime, guys.
Always good to catch up with you. Another good guy, man. Good,
and he's got an interesting perspective.
What he played.
Yeah. And, most people in Arkansas, if you're from Arkansas, you got relatives all over the state. I got them in Jonesboro, too. Now they're all Arkansas alums. So, but it's interesting to hear what that perspective is. I think he's exactly right. You got about 10% that are really diehard A-State. It's not a rivalry because they've never played. You can't have a rivalry if you've never played. So I wouldn't go so far as to call it that.
If you can't make it to the game, Walk-Ons is a great choice to watch the game. Over 60 televisions at all their locations and great food across the board. You won't have a bad meal at Walk-Ons. Lots of beers on tap, but ask about Flight by Yuengling. It tastes like a Yuengling, but it's only 95 calories, and it's the next generation of light beer. Raise your game, raise the bar, raise a Flight by Yuengling. The Chuck and Bo Show's live at OAKLAWN. Bart's Locks are coming up.
Chuck, you've been around a while, and look, I don't mean that ugly, and Bo, you've been around not as long as Chuck.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Some moments just call for something unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you don't just buy a diamond. You create an unforgettable experience. Their newly remodeled space is stunning with Cafe B right inside and their in-house diamond expert that'll help you find the perfect piece every time. That's just part of the Blakeman's experience. When you see the purple bag, you know it's something special. It always saves the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
The voice of the Razorbacks is Chuck Barrett, and he chose McDonald Eye Associates for his recent cataract surgery.
I went to McDonald Eye. I can see in a way I've not seen in a long time. And I'm looking forward to this football season because of that. Your eyes are a big deal. I don't care if you're a sports play-by-play guy or what you do. You have to have trust. My trust was developed because I knew they were listening to me.
For your best vision, trust McDonald Eye. Online and same-day appointments at McDonaldEye.com.
OAKLAWN is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, OAKLAWN is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at OAKLAWN, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Has your roof been taking a beating after the summer we had with the heat, the sun, and those sudden storms? Teamwork Roofing and Construction knows your roof is more than just shingles. It protects your home, your business, and everything inside. And their expert team delivers top quality roofing and construction services all over our
1-2, 1-2.
I'm going to get in your truck today, and I'm going to drive away. And you're going to be able to admire your truck in a way that you otherwise can't because you're driving it.
It's a good-looking
You got to
truck.
do that once when you get a new vehicle.
That little kid driving.
Yeah.
Good-looking truck, though.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey guys, you're having a great show today.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Buying or selling a home's a big deal, and you want someone who is with you every step of the way. That's why those of us at the Chuck and Bo Show wholeheartedly recommend Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, because we've experienced it. They've been my partners for life. They're Bo's partner now, and I promise you, when you become involved with Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, they'll become your partners for life too. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978, and you can always log on and check out their selection at WeicherGriffin.com.
High school sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Melissa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter, check out the Varsity Vibe podcast, and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com.
Particularly in the South, I'm not sure there's a title that carries more weight than coach. Maybe preacher.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I was really dorky. As I'm sure it's a
Is
shock
that-
for you guys to
is
realize
that right?
Oh, I was a total dork.
What a great story.
No, now I'm an older dork.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Man, we had a calamity there.
Massive
Transformer Blue.
In,
And
Fayetteville.
wow, in Fayetteville,
Back
not
in
at
the-
Oakland,
back
but
at
in
the mothership.
Fayetteville.
At the mothership, we had a
Yes.
massive power outage.
We did.
But we're back.
We are back.
After all
Wow.
that. Edward,
I'm
you
a little
okay?
loud.
Edward, okay?
Yeah. Well, Edwards had a lot going on in there.
You got me?
Yeah, we hear
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound great.
We're ready for Bart's locks and.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but it sounded like a bomb hit College Avenue.
Oh, that's not
and
good.
The whole studio office went black. Lights were out. Computer was down. It was,
Sorry we missed it.
It's like a war zone.
We're
man.
just here. We
Life's
just played,
great at
we
Oakland.
played 5 hands blackjack.
Yeah.
We're doing just fine.
Well, you were away.
Played
That was
$1,000 a hand like
We're
Big Keith.
We're having a big
all
hand,
right.
big time. All right, time for Bart's locks. We can't.
Let's
We
do
got
it.
Zach Gillum
Yeah,
coming up
we
from
can't,
Oaklan Sportsbook and the Oaklan Sports app here. But Bart,
Let's do it.
let's do it, man.
Yeah.
Who do you have this week, Bart? What are you 1 and 2?
Well, yeah, 1 and 2 last week. Not a great start. That's
Everybody
my fault.
has an off week.
That's my
Everybody
fault for
has an off
trusting
week.
Alabama.
Not your fault.
I trusted Alabama.
Not your fault.
And I should not have done that.
Nobody can hold that against you.
And you know that is what it is. But we got three games this week. I did give out Arkansas to cover the 23.5 against Arkansas
That's
State.
bonus pick,
That's
though.
bonus pick, not
for
one
your
of the
own
locks.
enjoyment.
I just think that's kind of going to happen. I don't even think that's a lock. I think that's like just a immortal lock, if you will. So Florida this week hosts South Florida. And the Gators, not super impressive to me, at least, in their opener. DJ Lagway, for all the talk that he's been getting about, how great he's going to be, didn't look that good. I didn't think he was anything special. I think Florida will play better, but here's the thing. South Florida is pretty good. I think they're going to challenge to win the American Conference. I think they're going to challenge for that Group of 5 spot in the college football playoff. They're 18.5-point underdogs. So give me South Florida plus 18.5 in the Swamp. They've got a great quarterback. I just think that's a pretty good team. I think that number's a little too high.
The Bulls.
Hey, that game's going to be close. That game is going to be close, I think, in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
Baylor. Just another massive Week 1 disappointment. Everybody thought Baylor was going to be good. They were going to be a lot better this year under Dave Aranda. I thought certainly they were going to beat Auburn because I do not think very highly of Auburn. Still don't think very highly of Auburn. Why? Because it turns out that Baylor's bad. Like, they just do not look good.
As it turns out. Sick them and suck it.
Yeah.
They just do not look
2 weeks into the season.
I wouldn't go that far.
Well,
bad.
that's fine.
Baylor's
but
bad.
That's fine. But whatever. Either way.
That's what he does, Edward. He goes far.
I mean, good Lord. They ran into Auburn is a good team.
I'm still
We'll
I'm not
see.
sold on them. But Baylor, they go to Dallas. They play SMU this weekend, college football playoff team from last year. I like this SMU team. Returning quarterback. I think they're a good team. I think they're going to contend again in the ACC. They are a 2-point favorite at home against Baylor. Some say that maybe it's a get-right spot for Baylor. I don't think so. I think SMU's just way better than they are. So give me SMU -2 at home against Baylor.
Lock it up.
Last game is the game of the week in college football, Oklahoma and Michigan, right?
Come on. The game of the week?
Well, I mean, I think it is.
Arkansas State, baby.
Okay, yes.
Game day's going to be in Norman.
Yeah,
though, right?
game day's going to be in
so-
Norman. It's the primetime game on ABC. Look, I watched Michigan last week a little bit because I was keeping an eye on my beloved New Mexico Lobos, who did cover against the Wolverines quite easily. Michigan doesn't look very good. I think they have a really good freshman quarterback. Their defense is suspect at best, I would say. And Oklahoma's offense is pretty good. The Sooners, a 5.5-point favorite. Give me the Sooners to cover at home against the Wolverines.
All right, so review the locks.
South Florida plus 18.5, SMU -2, Oklahoma -5 and a hook against Michigan. Those are the locks. The bonus parlay, Oklahoma, Ole Miss, SMU on the money line plus 245.
One
Check that out.
more time.
Oklahoma, Ole Miss, SMU money line, plus 245.
If you're going to play,
that's a heck of a lot better than Big Keith's 16-team parlay that pays 6-1.
Is this what you were contemplating when you were walking down the
little bit,
hall here?
Uh-huh.
All right.
A little bit.
And you got it.
Yeah.
It came to you.
It did.
All right.
It did.
Beautifully articulated,
Chevy,
by the way.
A Fayetteville Situation Room. Bart's
Here for the
Locks
people.
today.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a new Silverado or one of those beautiful Tahoes or a Suburban or the Trailblazer that I'm in after my flat tire yesterday and they had me a loaner in 10 minutes, you get that in Chevy at Fayetteville. Complimentary loaners when you're in distress like I was after a sudden blowout and a meeting time that I had to be at 3.5 hours away. Chevy of Fayetteville inside the Fayetteville Auto Park came through for me.
That's right.
And they will for you, too.
That's right. Yesterday could have been an unmitigated disaster.
Yeah, could have been.
Without them.
Could have been.
Could have been.
But you know what? Together, let's drive.
Let's drive.
And that's what we did. Zach Gillum, OAKLAWN Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app, coming up next from OAKLAWN on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Everybody's welcome to their opinion. That's just flat out wrong.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
It's stunning to hear every 20 minutes a child is diagnosed with a critical illness. But we can help. Grant life-changing wishes with Waiters for Wishes and the Razorback men's basketball team. It's Tuesday, September 30th from 6 to 8 p.m. at Walk-Ons in Fayetteville. This private ticketed event lets you take photos, get autographs, challenge your favorite hog to a Papa Shot, and bid on silent auction items, all benefiting Make-A-Wish Mid-South. Tables are limited and going fast, so reserve yours today at midsouth.wish.org.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit gopaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal Price Check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
Football season's here, and Flight by Yuengling is the light beer built for game days. Tastes like a Yuengling, but it's a light beer, and only 95 calories. Flight raises the bar for what a light beer should be, and now it comes in a 16-ounce resealable twist-off aluminum bottle and skinny cans. Perfect for tailgates, watch parties, or just kicking back after the game. Pick it up at your favorite store or ask your bartender. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer.
When something goes wrong, a car wreck, an injury, mounting debt, or getting denied the help you deserve, it's hard to know where to turn.
That's when Cadell Reynolds shows up. This is a team that fights for Arkansans. Personal injury, disability, bankruptcy, they handle it all. And they know how to get results.
You've got enough to deal with. Don't try to figure it out alone.
Call Cadell Reynolds, 866-314-3728, or visit CadellReynolds.com.
Cadell Reynolds, make the right call.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Summer storms and heavy rains can sneak up fast, so make sure your gutters are ready to handle it all. Hog Trough Gutters, locally owned and operated with 30 years of experience, installs seamless gutters made on site to protect your home. They're fully licensed and insured. Every job is hydro-tested, and each one comes with a 20-year warranty. Proudly serving Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. And if you're outside those areas, just give them a call or a text. Schedule your free inspection today at hoggutters.com.
So I spent yesterday, you mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Chuck, unbeknownst to any of us how, got his iPad working to watch the British Open.
I play the role of dumb blonde sometimes, but the reality is I am very skilled when it comes to the iPad.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
We've had such a good time at Oaklan today.
We have.
Other than the power outage in Fayetteville. And Zach Gillum, who played host to us yesterday along with Chris Ho and Wayne Smith. I mean, what a fine staff and the hospitality here at Oaklan. Not just our host yesterday, but everybody we ran into. That's one of the things about Oaklan that you really enjoy is just how nice everybody that works here is, you know. And that was on display for us yesterday.
It was all day, all evening,
night,
everything was,
all morning.
Everything was fantastic. You guys are wonderful hosts. I mean, you really are.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Well,
and thanks for the hats we're wearing today.
You like that?
Yeah, nice lids.
You like
Oaklan
that? No.
hats.
Got a golf
Really
towel?
glad you guys came down. Really a lot of fun. And if you don't know, our 4 core values are clean, safe, friendly, fun. So I think you've been able to see
you hit the
how
mark.
clean we are, how safe we are. We really hope we hit the friendly and the fun part.
Yeah.
I know it was a little tough getting down here, but once you got here, I think it was a lot of fun.
It's interesting. Those are the values of the Chuck and Bo Show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
That's why we get along so well.
Yeah, I think maybe that's what. By the way, we were commenting if we just had your hair.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
that's a full head of hair right there.
Zach Gillum has some hair.
Yeah.
He has a look at it. Like
about a decade ago, it was down about midway of my back. I wore it in a ponytail.
Is that right?
Can you spare like part of it?
Yeah,
I don't need all of it.
I donated it
just take
twice,
part of
Chuck,
it.
so I can start working on it.
Oh, that's
I can
great.
start working on something.
That's great. Hey, Bart already put his locks in. You caught the tail end of that. South Florida plus 18.5, SMU -2, and OU -5.5. Let's start with that OU Michigan game. Where's the action there?
Yeah, so the action there with OAKLAWN Sports is on Oklahoma. It's about 80% of the action on that spread market coming on Oklahoma over here. So I wouldn't be shocked to see it move. I don't see it getting to a touchdown or over that, with it being at 5.5 most of the week. But you could see it get to 6. So if you're an OU fan, pay attention to that one. Keep in mind we have alternate lines available, so you're going to be able to move this thing all the way to Oklahoma +2 at this time. Or Oklahoma -11.5. So if you think they're just going to blow them out, you can give it up, get +190. But that's one of the cool things in OAKLAWN Sports is you do have alternate lines available. So if you see that line at 7 and you're like, man, I really want to get that to 6.5, you have that option.
And you can change your the odds on your bet, right? Like
correct.
Drive it up if you're going to say Oklahoma's going to win by more, like you just said. And you do that, then if that happens, you win more.
Yeah, I mean, that 11.5, so if they won by 12 at +190, you bet 100, you're going to get 290 back, 190 of that is profit. That's what that plus means in front of the odds number. And compare that to if you took them at -5.5, they're -108. So that's telling you have to bet 108 to win 100.
Yeah, it adds to the fun if you're trying to drive up value, for sure.
I got a dumb question.
There are no dumb questions,
No,
Chuck.
well, this might be a dumb question. Every game that comes out, well, it's opened at 3.5 or it's opened at 5. Who sets the line?
Yeah, no, you know.
Who decides that it's a 3.5 point spread?
That is not a dumb question. So here in the first couple years at OAKLAWN Sports, we were very much in control. We were, if you were one of our regulars coming in, you would come in and see Arkansas at -7.5 when maybe someone else had them at 5.
Yeah.
So we were very much in control. We were doing that. Over the years, over our experience, we've decided, we've learned that really having more of a market line works. Now, you might see us a half point off here and there. But to answer the question, it's, there are books that are market setters. There are books that are market copiers. Most of them copy. So a lot of this stuff nowadays, there's so much data that it's all based on an algorithm. They're looking at some things. There's a little human element. You're looking at, is there a starting quarterback out? You have to take that into consideration. But really, most books, once the lines are posted by a worldwide big sports wagering book, they're copied. And then from there, you're adjusting based on your action.
That's how it is here. Bo says something, and everybody, Bo Mattingly says it. So, must
but
be true.
it doesn't go quite like that. It goes. There's a Twitter explosion of just toxicity.
Yeah, well,
that's what happens.
You got to wade
with
through
me.
that.
But that's a whole different topic. Zach Gillum with us, OAKLAWN Sports. All right, let's go Arkansas State, Arkansas. The line 23.5.
Line is 23.5. So this is one that opened at 21.5. And within about 60 minutes had moved 2 points. Wow. So that tells you the action everywhere, not just here. The action everywhere was pouring in on Arkansas.
So here's another, I'll just call it a stupid question since that's the way
theme.
Chuck set his up. how much does it take to move the line? If Bart comes in with, $100, does that move the line?
So that's another actual great question because it's not always necessarily just the volume. Now, volume absolutely can move a line. If you've got $1 million on a side, depending on the size of your book, you're going to have to start to move that line and try to induce some action on the other side, or else you're really in a bad situation. Or you have a very high risk tolerance, which most casinos do not have a high risk tolerance. They have things set up for a certain way. So to look at it another way, sometimes it's based on who's making the bet. So there's going to be certain people, especially with online nowadays, you have a profile of people, who's good and who's not. And if you see a bunch of people like Bart jumping on Arkansas Monday as soon as you post 21.5, you better start to move that line.
Yeah, Wayne Smith, the general manager, in a meeting yesterday, he was really interested in how smart are you with college football, Bart?
Yeah.
What do you really know?
Yeah, he could tell. I was about to say, Bart, you want to put some pics on the website?
Yeah.
Got to be careful. But
yeah, no, we got to do that with Bart for sure. Another interesting game this weekend is Arizona State traveling to Starkville to play Mississippi State. Now, Arizona State, Kenny Dillingham, has gotten a lot of acclaim for making the playoff last year, but Arizona State as a program looks like maybe they're on the rise. They're playing a state program in Starkville that is really struggling. Certainly struggled. They didn't win a game last year in the league. What's the action or what's the line on this, and what side are people in on?
Yeah, so this is one of the rare times where it's not all SEC, the action coming in here at Oakland Sports. Typically SEC versus a non-SEC team. That SEC team is going to have the favoritism in terms of betting here. With this one, it is a little more mixed. It's a little heavier Arizona State, but not too much. It's about 55-45. Arizona State is a 6.5-point favorite, so not quite to a touchdown. And this one stands out to me just because of what you said. Mississippi State coming off a very poor year. Right now, looking at the odds, they're considered to be the worst in the SEC, and they're not even a touchdown dog to a number 12 ranked Arizona State team.
Wow.
So to me, it's almost a Big 12 SEC pride matchup. That I'm very curious to see how it plays out.
I think that speaks to what we talk about a lot. There's all this conversation in college football about the value of the schedule and quality losses, strength of schedule. But when you see things like that, one of the better teams in the Big 12 coming in to play one of the worst teams in the SEC, and it's a touchdown, that's it? I mean, how much does that, how do you know, like from a value standpoint, to set a line, like what are you looking at to say, yeah, Arizona State's the class of the Big 12, but they're still not that much better than Mississippi State. What are you looking at to know that?
Yeah, again, it goes into a lot of data. It's not just me that's sitting over here going, I really know that Arizona State's only a touchdown favorite over Mississippi State. If I had picked out what this line was going to be or tried to guess ahead of time, I would have had it probably closer to 10. So I'm not always going to be right there, and I do like to. There's a method to madness in terms of trying to get better at this. So bettors out there, a good practice for you is pull up the slate Sunday before the game's post and try to make what you think the line's going to be, because then when the line's post, if you see something that's 4 points off what you thought, either you're way off or the line's way off, and either way, you're probably going to find some value there.
Chiefs and the Chargers tonight in Brazil. What do you think?
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. We get that overseas, and it's a divisional game. Opening week, we have a lot of these great divisional matchups. Chiefs right now a field goal favorite. This is considered a neutral game since they're over in Brazil. Total at 46.5, and you have a lot of player props on the board. It would take the entire show for us to hit them all, but you have player passing, receiving, rushing. Anytime touchdown score is one of the most popular prop markets. A lot of fun because you're just wagering on people to score, and if you take a couple of those, the odds really start to multiply there. So you can really, just between a few guys scoring in one touchdown, which everyone likes to see touchdowns, or most of us do, you can really get some big odds. So that's a really popular one. You can do sequence. So once the game starts, you can wager on what's the next play going to be. Is there going to be a touchdown, punt, interception? There's just so much to do when it comes to the NFL in-game play.
A little bit of a revenge game. Ole Miss at Kentucky. Kentucky went to Oxford with a team that Lane Kiffin thought was a playoff team last year, and probably is the reason they didn't get in the playoff. And so now Ole Miss goes to Lexington. What's the number here, and where's the action?
This one's moved quite a bit. This one was at 10 at one point. Ole Miss favored. Now they are favored by 8.5 points, so moving down closer to a touchdown. Total in this one at 50. And the action for OAKLAWN sports has been on Ole Miss. So that line moving the way it's moved has not been necessarily what I wanted to see. But that's not always a bad thing.
You know, we hear this all the time. America's wrong. So when everybody's moving like one direction, as a bettor, you sometimes want to be like, well, I'm going to go the opposite
I'm going
direction.
the other way.
But how often is that actually true?
Yeah,
Or are people more often like where it's all happening, that's like if you had to put a percentage on it, that wins 51% of the time?
So there are I don't want to put everyone in buckets, but there are definitely buckets of bettors or stereotypes that I've seen. And there's people that no matter what, they're going to bet their team. They're going to be on their favorite. So, you know, if you're a Razorback fan, you're going to bet it, or they won't bet their team. So they're only going to cheer for their team. They'll bet the other games.
Right.
Then you also have guys or ladies that they want to know where the public's betting because the public can't be right. The books always win, which is not true, by the way. We talked to you guys yesterday about March Madness last year.
Yeah.
Trust me, we didn't win.
Y'all took a bath on John Calipari's run through the Sweet 16.
Trust me, we didn't win there. But you know, in the end, it's not a bad strategy. If you see 80%, 90% of the public on a handful of games, all we really need to do is win one or two of those. That's a little different for you. If you're trying to bet all of them, you need to win more than one or two of those games.
Well, Zach, it's been great having you on the show. It's been great being here. Zach Gillum, the Director of Sports Wagering at OAKLAWN. Tell us about the sports app and what we need to know before we get out of here.
Yeah, so OAKLAWN Sports, best app in the state. New customers up to $1,000 in bonus bets. Very easy to get. No promo code needed. Just register, make a deposit, and you are active in that promo. It runs for your first 10 days. So our goal there is to let you get in and get comfortable playing it. You can use that bonus bet option all the way down to $1 bet or up to 100 each day. So if you did that for 10 days at 100, you're getting 1,000. That's how we get to that number. And then reoccurring customers or daily customers, we have profit boosts that are running daily. Those are on a variety of sports. You can usually do them with anything, or you can do them on college football, baseball. It just depends on what's going on that day.
If you come to OAKLAWN, go check out the sports book. Another
how about those new
piece
chairs?
Of class.
Yeah, if you want to do it in person, man,
it's so fun.
A big-time sports book.
I mean, there's nothing like this in our great state.
No, you're right.
I mean, you talk about a taste of the classiest end of Vegas.
Well, and I really feel like there's nothing like this in the region in terms of what we have on the full property and in the sports book. In terms of a regional destination sports book to come hang out for the whole weekend. The team's going to take care of you. You're going to be able to save your chair, go get some lunch, whether it's Mainline Silks. It really is a fun place to be.
Bart's been to every casino in the South. He says this is the best.
Yeah, he sure has. Hey, it's been a great experience. Thanks for having us. Have a great weekend.
So glad you guys came down.
Zach Gillum, and thanks to OAKLAWN. OAKLAWN.com for all the details, events, everything happening here. We've had a great time. Enjoy the game Saturday. We'll talk about it on Monday.
I love a day or weekend at Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. The golf, the people, the hospitality, and the events they host always hit the mark, and members enjoy it all. State-of-the-art practice facilities, food, beverages, a big pool with a snack and beverage bar, tennis and pickleball courts, and they can even book you an exclusive fly fishing trip. There's no initiation fee, and for out-of-towners, a membership is only $185 a month. It's Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. It's home away from home.
Why deal with the stress of commercial travel when you can fly on your schedule with Jet Aircraft? No TSA lines, no baggage claim, no waiting around. Just you and your crew flying in comfort and style. Whether it's a weekend getaway, a golf trip, or planning your football travel for the fall, Jet makes it easy. Seats up to 9 with a full bar, custom catering, and plenty of space. Visit Jet NWA for pricing and more. That's Jet with 2 T's.
The voice of the Razorbacks is Chuck Barrett, and he chose McDonald Eye Associates for his recent cataract surgery.
I went to McDonald Eyes. I can see in a way I've not seen in a long time. And I'm looking forward to this football season because of that. Your eyes are a big deal. I don't care if you're a sports play-by-play guy or what you do. You have to have trust. My trust was developed because I knew they were listening to me.
For your best vision, trust McDonald Eye. Online and same-day appointments at McDonaldEye.com.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
And I listen in every day. Everybody know that. I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
Good.
The Chuck and Bo Show.